I knew that the Alliance would flourish on Odessen, but I didn't expect this place to feel so much like home. You should be proud of what you've built here, and the allies you've gained.
Valkorion is dead. There's nothing to keep them here anymore.
No, they're here because they believe in something. Or rather, someone. The Alliance is still a formidable power, but we're not strong enough to face the Republic or the Empire. Unfortunately, a confrontation is inevitable. There are skirmishes in wild space, riots on Quesh. Galactic war is imminent. We can no longer afford neutrality. If the Alliance is to survive, we must align ourselves with the Republic or the Empire. Whatever you decide, we'll follow your lead.
Either way, we'll alienate half of the Alliance.
Unlikely. You're not the only one who benefits from a network of brilliant tacticians, experienced Force users, and underworld contacts. So who do you wish to support? The Republic or the Empire?
It's time I got back to the Republic.
Understood. I'll assist however I can. I'll reach out to my contacts in the SIS. I expect they'll contact you directly.
You'd love the Corellian sector. Best Starshine surprise on Nar Shaddaa. First round is on me. You finally made it. Could you bring me another K3? Wait, make that 2. Well, if it isn't the commander of the most popular club in the galaxy. Welcome to my second favorite cantina. Jonas Balker, Republic, SIS. With a face like yours, it's no wonder half the galaxy signed up for the Alliance.
Did the SIS order you to soften me up?
Nah, they hate it when I mix business with pleasure. But for you, I'd accept a dozen strikes on my record. I'm glad you came to see me. The Republic and the Alliance have similar goals, and I think this partnership will benefit us both. A war is coming, whether we like it or not. We need to be prepared, and that means keeping fuel, food supplies, and raw materials out of Imperial hands. But more importantly, we need you to help put a positive spin on the whole thing. Flash your winning smile, inspire the troops. The usual.
You can't win a war with promises and smiles.
We don't need to win. Yet. Cut off their resources, demoralize them, and you'll prevent entire battles. We'll save millions. Sparks are flying on Ossus, off in the Outer Rim. With a little help from you and the Alliance, the Republic could gain the upper hand. I'll make a few calls, set plans in motion. We should have more details once you're back on Odessen. Welcome back to the Republic, Commander.
Ah, Commander. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Ardenondo Dipolis Derun. I oversee the Republic's deployments along the Parlemian hyperroute. I only wish we were speaking in person. I just brewed a truly invigorating blend of Gatalentan tea. Do you enjoy tea, Commander?
I prefer the harder stuff. You know, blue milk, citrus juice, calf. I once drank 2 mugs of calf in a single day. Yeah, it was a wild one, let me tell you.
2 whole mugs? You are a wild one. A beautiful planet, Catalenta. Its people are renowned for their long and steadfast support of the Jedi. It is the Jedi I wish to discuss with you today.
I'm just about the furthest person from a Jedi that you're likely to find.
And yet I believe you were the one person most capable of helping them. Few Jedi survived the war against Sekul. They've gone into hiding, scattered across the galaxy. I'm not even sure how many council members remain.
Satil Shan is still alive. Have you contacted her?
I have, but it's been years since she led the Jedi. She couldn't help me. I did manage to learn of one surviving member of the Jedi Council, Master Nostral. My sources tell me he's in hiding, on the planet Ossus.
Not sure I've heard of it.
An ancient bastion of the Jedi Order. The Sith reduced it to a barren wasteland centuries ago. Apparently, Master Nostral took as many Jedi as he could find, and established a hidden colony on the planet with the help of civilian volunteers. Unfortunately, the colony doesn't seem to be hidden any longer. I've tracked Imperial forces moving through the area. I believe the Jedi are in grave danger.
Have the Jedi been warned?
The Jedi colony is completely off the grid, and any warning I try to send will only lead the Sith directly to them. Ossus is at the far end of the Parlemian hyperroute, practically the Empire's front door. I have no official authority to intervene. I'm gathering the resources to launch reinforcements regardless. But without authorization, it's taking time. Time the Jedi may not have. You aren't bound by Republic regulations. You can help faster than I can. Please, travel to Ossus. Protect the Jedi until my forces can arrive. They need our help.
Helping the Jedi isn't just another mission for you, is it? This is personal.
It should be personal for everyone. The Jedi deserve whatever help we can give. I'll forward the coordinates for the Jedi settlement. There is one final catch. Initially, you must go with a light force, perhaps even alone. Approaching with an attack group of any significance is sure to provoke a massive Imperial escalation long before I can respond in kind.
What do you expect me to accomplish alone that the Jedi can't do themselves?
All Jedi are formidable, but you're in a class all to yourself. If any one person can make a difference, it's you. May the Force be with you, Commander. I hope to be sharing the next cup with you in person very soon.
Likewise, General.
The General is very shrewd. Going in alone is the best move here. I'll have a shuttle prepared, something small and stealthy. It may sound strange, but I'd actually always hoped to meet Nostoral someday. His journals, what the Empire could obtain of them, were fascinating. We'll have you on your way to Ossus as soon as possible. May the Force serve you well.
Hello there. I'm afraid you're going in the wrong direction.
I'm the commander of the Alliance. I've come to help.
Commander of the what? Doesn't matter.
This looks like an evacuation. So you know the Imperials are here.
Yes, we don't know how many there are, but they have serious resources. If they're here, it's for a major fight, and we can't afford to give them one.
Civilians and non-essentials are loading up first. Who calls a doctor non-essential when there's a fight brewing? You ask me, the Jedi have lost their minds.
If you're not a Jedi, how did you get involved in all this?
Oh, I've been tight with the Jedi for a long time now. Helped them save the galaxy once or twice. No big deal. I heard about the colony after it was already built, so I was a latecomer. But they were happy to have a full-time doctor on staff.
Well, that was before we got to know him.
Dr. Kimball, Nadia, how go the shuttle preparations?
We'd be a lot further along if we hadn't borrowed so many of the shuttle's parts for the colony systems. It's going to be hours before we can launch.
So do you know our new arrival? The commander of the... something? Or other?
I command the Alliance. We overthrew the Eternal Empire, and now we're helping the Republic. Which means helping you.
Sounds like a lot's happened since we cut our communications.
Which helped to keep us hidden all this time. I've come across your name many times in my research, Commander. Always in surprising places. I create and maintain the Jedi Order's historical records. It's probably time you had a chapter all your own, but that will have to wait. The Sith are on our doorstep. I formed this colony to safeguard the Jedi and their teachings for the future. Now, we must abandon it to serve that same goal.
Republic reinforcements are coming. We just have to hold out until they get here.
We welcome any help they can offer, but until they arrive, our plan must remain the same. We have to get these shuttles ready as soon as possible.
You don't seem convinced that help is on the way. You don't think the Republic will come?
Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Perimeter alarms. They're coming again. I'm on my way to handle it.
Yes. Take backup this time.
Backup? I got all the backup I need right here.
Commander, this is Tau Adair, our head of security. Would you be willing to join her in holding off the enemy as we complete our preparations?
Let's see if she's got the skills to back up that attitude.
You must have lots of friends.
We'll leave you to it then. Nadia, Dr. Kimball, let's see how the farming crews are doing.
What did your sensors pick up? Imperial soldiers? Sith?
Neither. The imps are just toying with us. The old man's pretty sure they're being led by a Sith named Melora. Melora's into biology, genetic manipulation, Sith alchemy, blah blah blah. She makes monsters. For us, she's cooked up some kind of mutated Geonosians. Hyper-aggressive, heavily armored, psychotic Geonosians. With weapons. Making their way toward the colony in swarms.
You said Nostaral had an idea about who's running the operation. Melora?
He's got profiles on all of the major Sith, their specialties, favorite meals, everything. If he says it's Melora, odds are he's right. She doesn't care about strategy or conquest. She wants to control life itself. For Melora, war is just a test for her creations. Ossus is riddled with old, buried ruins. The mutants like to cut through them to approach unseen. We get out there and collapse a few tunnels, they'll be cut off and the colonists will have a lot more time to move.
Then let's get to it.
After you, Commander. Last one.
The way you cut through those mutants, I get the feeling you've been in more than a few scrapes.
More than most, more than they ever trained us for. My first battle was Corellia. I flew in on a transport with 5 of the Jedi, one of the ones with the open sides, you know. The pilot took us in low, between the buildings. We're in midair, and this Sith Lord, he just jumps right into the transport. Red lightsaber in each hand. 5 of my oldest friends were dead before they could even blink.
What did you do? How did you deal with the Sith?
Same way I usually do. I killed him. The Sith had turned toward the pilot before my friends even hit the floor. I was behind him before he ever knew I was there. I nailed him with both hands. Hit the nerve clusters that run just over the ribs, felt them crack. He dropped both lightsabers on reflex. I don't remember where the grenade came from, must have been his. I smashed it right into his mouth and shoved him back out of the transport.
He was a killer. You had to stop him.
Yes. And somehow, I keep ending up in that same situation. Again and again. Let's check in with the old man.
Tau, what's your status?
We've closed all the tunnels we could find. Sending coordinates now. Any chance you could backtrack to their source on some of the old maps?
Of course. Let's see. Yes, here we are. They were all part of a residential structure that must have largely collapsed centuries ago. I'm sending coordinates for the structure's main entrance. If you can seal that, the mutants' hidden approaches will be cut off completely.
Do you have the evacuation shuttles ready yet?
They're close, and we have most of the essentials packed and ready. Keep up the good work on your end, and we'll have nothing to worry about. The entrance you're closing is located in an area our archaeologists never fully cataloged. If you find anything of interest, please do your best to recover it.
Will do. Tau out. Ready when you are.
Looks like we're finished here.
I can't get the old man on the hollow. We'd better head back and make sure nothing's happened.
Our sensors are being jammed, along with our communications, both short and long range. Disruptions like this can mean only one thing.
Bet you haven't been paying your bills?
The Empire will come in earnest now. This doesn't fit Melora's pattern. She never bothered to disable enemy communications during her siege of Nantoon. Something very strange is happening. We have to move quickly. Many of our people are still outside the colony. Some at the farms, and the rest at the ancient library. We should split up.
You don't need to act like we have a choice, old man. No way you're leaving this planet without seeing that library one more time.
Do you have anyone guarding the colony? Is it still going to be here when we get back?
Shields are up, so orbital and air attacks shouldn't be an issue, but our ground defenses are very limited. We can't hold against a massed infantry assault.
The first shuttles will start launching while we gather the stragglers. They could send a distress signal once they escape the jamming zone.
I'll get you General Daeroon's direct frequency. He's the best person to contact.
I'm sure the Republic's just gonna sweep in and save the day.
Even if they merely pick up our evacuation craft, it would be a huge help. I'll pass the information on. Thank you, Commander. Before you go, Tau, we need to finish our discussion about your Padawan.
Now? Really? This feels like a good time.
It is always a good time to learn, teach, and grow.
We already had this discussion, which is why I don't have a Padawan. You don't want more Jedi like me. One is bad enough.
You think that if so many good Jedi die and you survive, then you must not be a good Jedi. You think that the reason you've survived, your skill in battle, is the only skill you've mastered, so you must be a bad Jedi. But the only lesson you need to learn is that you are more than the killer you see in yourself. Teach, and you will see just how much more.
You believe in me more than anyone I've known, and I appreciate that, but I'm just not ready. Look, can we save this for later? The imps aren't waiting around, and neither should we.
Very well. You check on the farms, I'll check on the library. And we'll meet afterward to select your Padawan.
Damn it, old man.
May the Force be with you.
We can't just leave. Not now.
You have to. Take the others and get moving. I can handle a few Sith.
We're here to help.
Tau! Commander, you're just in time. See, Zarios? Now we can handle whatever the Empire throws at us.
It's not about you. If the imps land a single shot on D9 before he finishes, we'll lose everything.
What do you mean?
All of our data! We grew crops in a radioactive wasteland. What we've learned could increase crop yields all across the Republic. Imagine how many people we could feed.
We'll handle it, Zarios. We need you to head to the shuttles and get everyone loaded up. The faster the better.
This can't be the only place the data is stored. Couldn't you just get a copy from the colony databanks?
All of our computer systems have gone haywire. I don't know if it's the Imperial jamming or what. This is the only working terminal. It may be our only shot.
Imperials coming in fast. Get moving, Zarios. I won't say it again.
All right. Let's go.
Tao?
Everyone okay?
Good here. I'm glad we got Zarios and the others out of here. That got a bit exciting. D9, were you able to get the files?
Get this back to the colony right away, Nadia. Make sure the Republic gets a copy.
Of course. I'm never gonna let Zarios live this one down. Speaking of, I'd better catch up with him and the rest of the crews. Make sure they get back to the colony safely. Really appreciate the help, Commander. We're lucky you joined us when you did. I'll meet you both back at the shuttles.
We should hurry to the old library. If they sent a force like this just for some farms, there's no telling how many troops they sent there.
Are you alright, Tao? Is there anything you want to talk about?
These weren't a bunch of brainless monsters, not like the Geonosians. But fighting them, killing them, it didn't really feel all that different.
We're fighting an enemy that wants to destroy everything we care about. It doesn't always feel good, but we can't let them win.
I suppose you're right. Let's get moving.
There must be something. Something. Somewhere. Where?
You alright there, Sith lady? Person?
Such a mess. Always such a blasted mess with him.
Where is Nosteral? What have you done to him?
What? Oh, the Jedi. Over there somewhere. But you're rather too late to help him, I think.
Wrong answer.
You don't seem like you care about the Jedi at all. Where are you even here?
My purpose is beyond your feeble comprehension. Leave me to my work.
We're not going anywhere.
Tiresome. Ignorant. Ugh. You speak to Darth Malora of the Dark Council. And your interruptions end now. Fools. Ignorant fools.
He's alive. Barely, but he's alive.
Truly? Lord Malgus has lost his edge.
Malgus?
Oh yes. This is all his handiwork. I would never make such a mess of a library. Even one belonging to a Jedi. Malgus usurped my entire operation. A veritable ballet of predatory evolution, discarded in favor of the bludgeoning fists of a toddler.
That's impossible. Malgus is dead. I was there.
Apparently, you should have been more thorough. Malgus is alive, here on this planet. Though operational might be more accurate. A machine with pieces of a desiccated Sith Lord bolted into it hardly deserves to be called alive. Life is far more variable, more adaptable, capable of true change, and thus true power. The Force is life, and only life can truly command its depth.
Will you shut up? Malgus or not, we have to get the old man back to the colony now.
It may not be safe to move him. We should find a way to bring Doc here.
You might be right, but plastic comms are still jammed.
You realize Malgus is on his way to burn your colony to the ground, yes? He could hardly say he finished my work if he leaves it standing. That would be them now.
30 seconds to objective, my lord.
Enemy fighters, evade!
Those are Republic fighters.
They made it. They actually made it.
Good afternoon, Commander. Before you ask, rest assured. I brought tea.
I have to say, General, you know how to make an entrance.
I have frequently considered an alternate career in the theater.
Can you bring medics to our position? We have urgently wounded people here.
Right away. We'll evacuate everyone to the colony. Medical and support teams are landing as we speak. Daerun out.
I'll just be going then.
I don't remember saying you could leave.
Taking me prisoner will waste time, and personnel that you'll need to treat the wounded, like your friend here. I'm sure I'm not worth the effort.
You know something? You're absolutely right.
Ah!
I guess I'm really not the best person to lecture you for killing Sith Lords. Let's just get out of here.
Thanks to the distress calls, we were able to sweep in and pick up all of the evacuation shuttles before the Empire could deploy pickup teams of their own.
That's a huge relief. We can never thank you enough, General.
All too happy to help. All evacuees will be transported to safety in Republic space. I know of some settlements on Tanab that could put good farmers to use, if any are interested.
Are you going to keep enough troops here to fight off any Imperial reinforcements?
We'll establish a forward listening post here. Secure the colony perimeter, but I can't spare more than that. We're too close to Imperial lines to risk a full garrison. Speaking of farms, I have already forwarded your data to a friend of mine, an outstanding Shatej player from the Agriculture Administration. They tell me the information from your farms is likely to revolutionize our entire logistical structure. Countless millions may be fed thanks to your efforts.
I'm glad I could help.
Any chance your fighters got Malgus in the attack?
It's possible, but seems a bit too much to hope for. Darth Malgus back on the front lines. This is a dark day for the Republic. We caught him off guard this time. I doubt we'll be so lucky again.
I still don't see how it's possible. Malgus died. This has to be some kind of trick.
I didn't sense any deception in Melora, and a few of the imps we captured confirmed her story. However he managed it, Malgus is alive. Is he all right? Did he make it?
Nostral's wounds were severe. Cauterized perforation of the upper ventricle, ocular damage from oxygen exposure, catastrophic muscular and nerve damage to the left forearm. Fortunately, he received treatment from the most brilliant, skilled, and handsome doctor in the entire galaxy, so he's gonna pull through.
At least you have the skills to back up that ego.
With plenty to spare, I assure you.
Thank you, Doc. I mean it.
That's what I do.
The soldiers are still digging through some of the worst of the damage to the library. Torel, Reyna, and Z are still missing, and I can't sense them. That makes 15. I'll update again when we finish clearing the rubble.
The old man was right to bring us here. We needed this time to heal. And to remember what makes us Jedi. We've hidden long enough. The evil of the Sith doesn't stop just because we aren't there to oppose them. Quite the opposite. I'm no master, and I can't speak for the Order, but I can say this. The Republic needs the help of the Jedi. So let me be the first to volunteer.
I am deeply honored to accept. I'll have quarters prepared for any Jedi who wish to join you aboard my flagship.
We're already packed, and I think this will end up being a much more worthy destination. Commander, thank you. Without you, this would have been a much darker day for us all.
I'm always glad to help out the Jedi.
We're lucky to have friends like you. May the Force be with you.
When the dawn came, the Zell awakened and saw the tongs upon the high place and were afraid. For the morning light caught the glint of helms and weapons and created phantom warriors made of dazzle and distance. But the cleverest of them were not deceived. The Empire thought they could make this a grand first strike in their renewed war against us. They hoped to destroy the Jedi, to destroy us with fear before we ever faced them in open battle. Thanks to you, they failed. The Jedi are renewed allies of the Republic. Our people have seen that the Sith are vulnerable whenever we stand united. This war will be dark and brutal and vicious. But we will stand against that darkness together. Together, we will win.
All right, looks like we've got just about everyone. How are we doing?
Internal security remains solid. I've caught 3 Imperial spies since Ossus. 2 attempted to enlist, and the other presented herself as a merchant seeking new trade relations. Unfortunately, they fled before they could be caught and interrogated about their specific objectives.
We should coordinate your efforts with the SIS. They could be helpful.
Very well. Though it might be prudent to have someone less... me reach out to them. I've gathered intelligence from Theron's assets as best as I can. We have reports from most of the major conflict zones, which I forwarded to Baywan.
My people are using that intel to create new write-ups for the major field commanders on both sides. Should help us predict strategic probabilities going forward. Until we get a specific request for aid, I've deployed our fleet in a defensive posture around Odessen. Speaking of ships, one of our frigates went AWOL. The crew is ex-Imperial, so we're pretty sure they're heading back home. I can't blame them for not sticking around to fight their old allies, but that ship wasn't theirs to take. How should I deal with them?
They betrayed our trust and stole our ship. Make an example out of them. All of them.
All right. I'll send word to our pursuit ships. No survivors.
Nothing so dramatic occurring in our science lab. Improvements to Odessen's planetary shields have been successfully completed.
All right. Hilo?
We've had to step up security for my crews. Piracy is becoming a bigger problem on their runs. Lucky for us, you're friends with Mandalore. Now that word's spread that her people are riding along, nobody messes with our transports.
Good to hear. Anything else?
Sana Ray is touring the reconstruction efforts on Voss, so I believe we're finished.
Good. Let's get back to work.
There was one final matter for you. We received a message from Alec Rainan, a reporter for a Republic news network. He'd like to speak when you have a moment. I've loaded his frequency into your holocom.
Commander, what a pleasure. Alec Rainan, Republic News Network. Your little comeback has everybody talking. Would you like to join the conversation?
What do you have in mind, exactly?
Oh, nothing too formal. You, me, and a friendly conversation about the Alliance and the Republic. I think it would boost morale for people to hear about how you're going to win this nasty old war for us. How about it?
I need to know more about the questions you plan to ask.
Really basic stuff. Where you come from, how you save the galaxy, how you'll save the Republic. Totally boilerplate, I promise. We film in a studio on Carrick Station. Meet me there when you're ready.
Jonas, did you set up this interview request?
Of course not, but I'll pull some strings. I'll make sure you get a nice big audience. This is a great chance to inspire the people of the Republic. Don't forget to dress sharp.
Commander, welcome. Follow me and we'll get started. Our studio's just this way.
Live in 3, 2...
Welcome back to Republic News. I'm your host, Alec Rainan. Tonight's guest has a colorful history as a transport pilot and freelance adventurer across countless worlds. But nowadays, you're simply known as the Commander, leader of the alliance that overthrew the Zakulian Empire, a hero to the entire galaxy. How does it feel to return to the Republic?
The Alliance hasn't officially joined the Republic yet, but we are siding with the Republic in the war.
An important distinction. I think we're happy to have all the allies we can get. Some people in your position might have felt abandoned given the Republic's treaty with Zakul precluded any official support for the Alliance. And despite those difficult circumstances, you remained loyal. You supported the Republic's efforts on Iokath, for example. Why is that?
The Sith had helped us, but they can't be trusted long-term. Siding with the Republic was the obvious choice.
Understandable. At the request of Republic personnel, you defended the Jedi colony on Ossus when it came under Imperial attack. It was during that attack that we learned of the survival of Darth Malgus, possibly the Empire's most feared battle commander. How did his reappearance make you feel?
The Empire is clearly taking this war seriously, so we have to do the same. We can't hold back anything when we're facing an enemy like that.
A harsh stance. I'm afraid we're just about out of time, so let's get to the heart of things, the war against the Sith Empire. Can we win?
With the Alliance joining forces with the Republic, the Empire doesn't stand a chance.
I like the sound of that. Any final comments before we wrap up?
The people out there need to know we've got a long road ahead of us. Things will get a lot worse before they get better.
Dig in and be ready for a long road. You heard it straight from the Alliance Commander. Thank you so much to our special guest. I'm Alec Rainan. Good night, and stay strong.
Transmission complete.
My assistant will show you out.
Not your best work, Commander. Why don't you let someone else handle these from now on, okay?
Escort 1 to Overlord. Scanning for hostiles now. I'm detecting some strange interference.
Republic fighters, evade!
Great shooting, people. Scratch 1 destroyer.
Looks like the captain of the destroyer is making a run for it.
I've got them. Got their engines. They're not going anywhere.
Great shooting. Let's regroup.
Commander!
General Daeroon, what can I do for you?
I'm glad I caught you. Darth Malgus is assembling one of the largest attack fleets in history. We need your help.
Well, that fleet is one less destroyer than it could have.
Unfortunately, I doubt the other 73 will miss it. We're in the operations center on Carrick Station. Please hurry, Commander. Daeroon out.
More than 100 capital ships, with smaller picket ships and support vessels close by. And that's not all. There's enough fuel transports for all those warships to cross half the galaxy. Darth Malgus is leaving nothing to chance. His fleet won't stop until they reach the objective.
Which is?
Corellia.
Why attack Corellia again after all these years?
The fleet's target is the Meridian Complex, A state-of-the-art shipyard that's due to begin production in a matter of weeks. The Meridian Complex can produce new warships at triple the speed of any existing shipyard, and at half the energy cost.
Once that shipyard becomes operational, it could give the Republic a significant advantage in a matter of months. That's why they're committing so many ships to this mission. The Sith Empire will stop at nothing to destroy this new shipyard before it can save the Republic's war effort.
How long can the shipyard's defenses hold out against a fleet that size?
A matter of hours, at best. That's where you come in. It's crucial that we redeploy the Republic fleet to defend the Meridian Complex immediately. Unlike Malgus, we can't move our ships to Corellia without refueling stops. We expect the Empire's top agents to target our reinforcements anywhere they stop. They won't risk our forces arriving in time to make a difference. We want you to defend and expedite those reinforcements as best you can. If we defeat the Empire at Corellia, we turn the tide of this war in our favor.
That's my part. What will you two be doing?
Once we have organized the ships moving to defend Corellia, I will take charge of the ground defenses based in Coronet City.
I'm leaving shortly to meet with the Green Jedi. I'll help coordinate their defense efforts with our own.
Your first objective will be the planet Onderon. The 11th Fleet is gathering there to resupply and refuel before heading to Corellia. It's the only Republic port within range of their current position.
Onderon has been a Republic world for centuries, but local politics have become strained and fractious. Tawader is already investigating. She suspects Imperial infiltration.
If she's right, and Onderon's leaders are turning on us, how far are you willing to have me go?
I trust your judgment. Getting those ships to Corellia is the top priority, no matter what.
General, word from the 87th.
I'll leave you to it, Commander. Good luck.
Speaking of Tau, I have one more favor to ask of you, Commander. Arn, if you please.
Commander, been looking forward to meeting you. I'm Arn Paralan, Jedi Padawan.
I remember Nosteral and Tau talking about her taking on a Padawan. Is that you?
Apparently so.
Tau had to leave for Onderon before I could introduce her new Padawan. Since you're heading there anyway, I thought Arn might ride along with you. Heed the Commander's words well, Arn. May the Force be with you both.
Artillery fire. On Daycot 7.
What?
How'd it happen? How'd you get injured? Yeah, that's everyone's first question. My master and I were escorting refugees. He died. I survived. More or less. Daycot 7 has advanced technology, but the locals can't use Kolto or Bacta. Genetically incompatible, they said. So they use cybernetics to treat all their severe injuries. The recovery took years. I don't know if I can still become the Jedi I hoped to be, but I'm not giving up now.
You can do great things whether you're a Jedi or not.
I don't know how to be anything else. Hey, before we go, my new master, Tau, what can you tell me about her?
She's got skills, there's no doubt about that. But I don't think Tau feels she fits in with other Jedi.
Sounds like we have that in common. Thanks. I appreciate your insight. I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Lana, I'm heading for Onderon. Gather up anyone that's free and meet me there.
Understood. We'll set out immediately.
So, what do you know about Onderon, Arn?
Well, we just landed in the heart of the capital. Not that there are any other major cities. Planet is mostly wilderness. The wildlife is famously dangerous. The plant life is hardy enough to seed barren planets and spark new ecosystems. So that definitely makes Onderon an important resource world. What else? The planet is ruled by a king named Petrif, who's been on the throne for just over 3 years.
You must have a whole database of information stored in your implants, huh?
Or maybe I just pay attention when Master Nosteral speaks?
Let's find Lana and hear what she's learned about the Imperial's plans.
Lana Beniko, right? The Sith Lord that works for you?
She's supposed to work for me, but it feels like the other way around a lot of the time.
I have to be honest, I've never talked with a Sith before, you know? So... after you?
Commander, welcome to Onderon. This must be your new friend, Arn Paralan. Jedi Padawan.
Nice to meet you?
You're enjoying this a little too much.
I so rarely get to menace innocent young Jedi anymore. Onderon is a powder keg. King Petrith has been at odds with his noble council for months. From what I've learned, the king's goal is to strip mine the planet to line his own pockets. His nobles aren't going along with the plan. As a result, Petrith has changed residence to his hunting lodge in the wilderness, where the nobles can't keep track of his activities or visitors. The nobles are led by Senator Nibet, the planet's Republic representative. She was kind enough to lend us her office. Nibet's people have detected coded transmissions from the hunting lodge. The code used is highly sophisticated, and not Onderonian.
An Imperial code?
Nibet suspects as much. I have Dr. Ogorob analyzing it to confirm, but in the meantime, the Senator is preparing the city for a potential attack. To that end, our people are spread across the capital, shoring up the city's defenses. I believe you'll find Tau Adair in the central marketplace.
Have you given Tau as much trouble as her Padawan?
We haven't been introduced, though we did see her across the marketplace this morning. Rest assured, I did my best to appear sinister while browsing the produce.
All right, Arn. Ready to meet your new master?
Ready as I'll ever be. It was nice to meet you, Lord. Lady,
Just Lana will do.
Commander, it's good to see you again. You must be Arn.
Yes, Arn Paralan. I look forward to learning from you.
Great. Well, let's get started.
Sounds good. So, where should we start?
I have no idea. Wow.
Why don't you walk Arn through what you're doing out here?
Right, of course. I checked in with the guard station up the street, and now I'm gonna check the walls for...
We're under attack!
Everyone all right?
You two, get to the palace. Coordinate with Lana.
Right away. Arn, are you ready? Arn!
I'm ready.
You're heading for the explosions?
That's usually where the fun is, right?
Enjoy. Let's move.
Commander, you look different somehow. And you arrived even earlier than my most ambitious estimates.
I think I'd remember meeting you before.
We'll have an opportunity to get reacquainted later. In person. I'll see to it. The firing sequence is already locked in. My calculations leave no room for error or intervention. You may defeat my remote droids, but not before the orbital defense cannons obliterate the Republic fleet. All units, begin combat recording protocol OREC. Let's see what you're truly capable of. Impressive.
Republic fleet, raise your shields. Imperial forces set the planet's defensive guns to fire on you. I'm disabling them now, but they may have other tricks up their sleeves.
Understood. Shields up! We'll pull the fleet to a safe distance and maintain alert status.
Tau, this whole attack was a diversion. The Imperials tried to use the defensive cannons to attack our fleet, but I managed to stop them.
It's great to hear, but I'm not sure anyone told these guys they're just a diversion. Think you could give us a hand in the throne room?
On my way.
He was a Koru, leader of the Untamed. They followed the old ways of the Beast Riders, or, at least, their version of the old ways. Commander, I am Senator Nabet. I thank you for your heroism and your timeliness. The deadliest of the attackers were his followers. They're violent isolationists that want all off-world influences killed or driven away. The rest are the King's own soldiers, led to their deaths by Petrif himself. And some kind of droids I don't recognize.
The droids are Imperial, remote-piloted. I fought more of them in the control room for the orbital cannons. They actually spoke to me. The woman controlling them claimed to know me, but I didn't learn any more than that.
The coded messages. The Empire must have convinced Petrif that we were plotting against him. Before he retreated, he kept ranting about reclaiming his throne. Though how the Empire could have gotten the Untamed to fight alongside the King is beyond me. Let's see to our wounded and determine the extent of the damage. Then we can reconvene to discuss strategy.
The death toll is still being calculated. At the very least, hundreds of guards and civilians have died. Damage to the city itself was minimal. They attacked so quickly that we hardly engaged them before they reached the palace.
Our ships in orbit got through without a scratch thanks to the commander. They should finish refueling within the hour.
Then your mission here is over?
I wish we could stay to help, but with the Imperials heading for Corellia...
We should stay. We have to stay.
What's on your mind, Arn?
The droids that attacked us were being controlled remotely, and you said they spoke with a woman's voice. Darth Savik is the new Dark Council member in charge of scientific research. I read about her in Nostral's files. She uses droids in all of her missions. And I had a look at their internals. The signal range isn't far. That means Savik is on this planet as we speak.
A Dark Council member could tell us a lot about the Empire's plans. If we can find Savik, she'll know which of our other fleets they're targeting.
What else do we know about Darth Savik?
Not much. She seems to avoid the spotlight. Master Nostral suspects she's quietly deleted records of herself from across the galaxy. Only fragments remain.
We can start with King Petrif. If the Sith are manipulating him, they won't be far. He was last seen heading toward his royal hunting lodge.
If you're crossing the Onderon wilds, you'll need guidance. Fortunately, I found just the help you need.
Jakaro, C2D4.
It will be our great pleasure to guide you across our beloved Onderon.
You two look a little worse for wear.
Nonsense! We're as vital and dashing as ever. Roguish, even. Exactly. Don't bring it up again.
We'll leave you to that. It's best if Arn and I stick around to hold the line here in case the imps make another attack. But don't hesitate to call if you need backup.
I assure you, Master Jedi, they're in the best of hands. No, hands. Of course. To the Royal Hunting Lodge!
I am disappointed. The Republic fleet escaped. But this world still has great value to the Empire. Think of the resources. Think of the strategic position.
Worthy objectives for another day. Our focus is Corellia. The Emperor has made that clear. Evacuate your remaining forces and go to Rendezvous Point 1. And Savik, the next time I call, you will answer in person.
The nobles! Nabet, they'll have me imprisoned! You promised support! You can't leave me!
Go with my droids, King Petrif. They will keep you safe. Onderon will bow to you again soon enough. You again. You continue to best even my most aggressive estimates. Quite rude.
Leaving so soon? I was looking forward to catching up after all this time.
Don't pretend. You don't remember me at all, I'm sure. This is a neutron emitter. Once fully charged, it will emit a wave of energy fatal to all organic life within range. The range is just enough to engulf the whole building, and the effect lasts for hours. Once you're dead, My droids will have plenty of time to fortify the building against further incursions.
Should we be running away?
You can try.
So what's the fastest way out of here?
The balcony, obviously. If only someone had been brilliant enough to order that remote piloting system for our ship. And to start flying it here at the first sign of trouble. What genius could have accomplished it?
We'll never hear the end of this, will we?
All right. How about the guards in the East Corridor?
Yes. I feel 2 of them. They're nervous, but it's a general concern. Nothing threatening.
Dead on. The North Corridor.
3. But they aren't guards. They feel different. Kitchen staff, I think.
Right again. But can you sense the Commander's Sith friend down in the armory?
No. I can sense the guards there, but... no one else. Can't even sense a Sith Lord. Not much good, am I?
I don't sense her either. But that's because she's actually out checking on the main gate. Your friends will make mistakes. Your enemies will lie. Your senses can be deceived. But you can always trust what the Force tells you.
That must be handy. The rest of us just have to muddle through.
Well, knowing to listen and remembering to listen even when the pressure's on, 2 different things. But Arn's a natural.
Thanks.
Thank you for your patience. The nobles would rather debate who was most wronged by the king's treason than decide on a course of action.
We were right about Darth Savik and King Petrif. The Sith manipulated him into attacking, but they both managed to escape.
Any hints about where they might go next?
Darth Malgus ordered Savik to leave Onderon, but nothing beyond that.
I think it's time to pay a visit to the other attackers. The Untamed, to fight for the Sith. The Untamed must have been manipulated even more effectively than the King. I'm sure they're all the more frustrated for it. They know the wilderness better than our finest scouts. They have both the motive and means to help you find Savik.
They tried to kill us. Can I really trust them?
I don't understand their code of honor, but they do have one. If you follow it, you should be able to earn their cooperation. They'll be in mourning now. I made sure their dead warriors were returned to them, to comply with the traditions they hold above all else. Light the appropriate beacons as you approach their hideout, and they will treat you with something like respect.
If Senator Nabet agrees, we'll gather volunteers from the city guard. As soon as you find Savik's location, we'll be ready to launch a coordinated attack.
Of course. Onderon will see justice done. Good luck, Commander.
We honor Okoru. We honor the fallen. Trespassers! Defilers! You dare to set foot here! Now? We will soak our funeral pyres with your blood. Kill them! Kill them!
Found a clue. Something about ancient proving grounds. Let's see what Nabet knows about it.
Already on the way.
Savik's shuttles are precisely where the Untamed said they would be. Sensors are now locked on. We'll know if they make any attempt to escape.
Volunteers from the city guard are ready and speeders are prepped. We can be there in minutes.
Tau, Arn, you'll take the volunteers and attack from the far side. Make a lot of noise. Draw Savik's attention. I'll go on foot and catch Savik off guard.
No, this is Malrev 4 all over again. That's not how I remember it.
The proving grounds are ancient and dangerous, even without Imperial patrols. Be cautious. If you manage to find Petrif, please bring him back. The sooner he faces justice for betraying his people, the better. An exiled king can tell his own version of the story, rally supporters, and cause endless trouble. A man in prison is a memory that quickly fades.
If Petrif goes to prison, who takes the throne of Onderon?
That will be a discussion for the Noble Council. His closest relatives are his cousins, but they aren't suited to kingship.
The sensors have detected increased energy readings. Savik may be powering up her shuttles. It's time.
We're bringing Savik and Petrif back alive. Wipe out anyone else who gets in our way. We're finishing this. Now.
Not so fast. The diversion was impressive, but I know your moves too well to be fooled by a mere imitation.
Now that I see you in person, you do seem familiar. Was it Corellia?
Yes, it was Corellia. You're clear for launch, Petrif. The sensor jammers will activate when you exit orbit. You'll be all but impossible to track.
Await my return, dear Onderon. You shall know the splendor of my rule once again.
Let's ensure a bit of privacy while we're at it. Shuttle 2. Commence aerial assault on hostiles in Zone 5. Now then. I've prepared for this day for so long. Where to even begin? You struck me down in my prime, then moved on without a second thought. Corellia would have been my tomb had my droids not found me. In truth, I should thank you. You made me what I am. Taught me the best way to move forward. I haven't risked direct combat in a decade. I send my droids or manipulate fools like Petrif to fight for me. But now, at last, the Force has reunited us. I've spent years studying you, crafting the ideal response to your every tactic. Shall we test what I've learned?
When you fought me, it changed your entire life. When I fought you, I won so easily that I forgot it ever happened. Whatever you've learned since then, it won't be enough.
Hate was supposed to make me stronger. All of my rage, all of these years, it still wasn't enough. I've studied, trained, risen to the Dark Council. What does it take to beat you? How can you be so powerful?
I work hard, I train, practice my skills. There's nothing more to it than that.
Impossible. There must be more. There has to be more. Please. It's clear that I'll never beat you. I don't think I even want to anymore. I just want to understand. I can't return to the Sith now. Not after this. They cannot help me become more than I am. Only you can.
Hey there. Sounds like we won.
Everyone all right?
Some of the city guards were hit by the airstrikes, but we're pretty sure they'll make it.
Looks like you have one prisoner. Was Petrif in the other shuttle that launched?
Yes, he left as soon as I got here.
I can help you. You can easily track him down with his sensor jammer's algorithm. I'll give you the algorithm, whatever you want.
Yeah? How about the other fleets the Empire is targeting? Where will your friend strike next?
Mek-Sha. It's an old mining outpost that was converted to a fueling station. I don't have the details, but that's our, Malgus's next target.
Really? Just like that?
Let's get back to the palace. We can sort all this out there.
Sounds good to me.
Then Savik's cooperation is sincere? She's actually told you the Empire's plan?
Seems that way. I checked with General Daerun and we have a fleet headed to Mek-Sha for refueling. The pieces fit. Arn and I will head there right away to meet with the fleet's commander, see if we can start rooting out the imps. If we can stop them on Mek-Sha like we did here, we might just stand a chance of defending Corellia.
Have any of the Republic's other reinforcements come under attack?
Not yet, but we have all ships on alert. Let's hope they don't try anything else as elaborate as they did here. See you on Mek-Sha. Senator, thanks for everything.
Safe travels. Darth Savik has locked aboard one of our ships for transport. She's repeatedly requested that she remain in Alliance custody for further questioning. Of course, the Republic prefers that we transfer her to their control. How would you like to proceed?
Take Savik to Odessen. She could become a real asset to the Alliance.
Right away.
Please don't make us find some other idiot to work for. That is, we'd much rather work for you.
We'll be glad to have you. Lana can set you up with quarters back on Odessen.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
We have your ship fueled and ready whenever you wish to depart.
Using Savik's information, we've sent troops to follow King Petrif. We expect to have him back in a matter of days. His trial will be interesting, of course, but I'm more concerned with what will come after. If the nobles can't agree, the question of leadership could turn violent.
The nobles will have you to guide them. They'll make a smart choice.
Thank you. I can only hope you're right. Good luck on Mek-Sha, Commander, and on Corellia.
Commander, this is Vice Admiral Narlock, commanding the Republic 29th Fleet. Welcome to Mek-Sha.
Thank you. Should I join you aboard your ship?
Negative. It's best if we meet on the station. I have a local contact who's helping me arrange refueling for our ships. Your Jedi friends are already here. Sending coordinates now. Narlock out.
Quite a place, huh?
Commander, this is Jot, an old friend of mine. He served 30 years in the Republic Navy, and now he's Mek-Sha's chief engineer.
Call me Junker. Everyone does. And chief engineer's a bit fancier than we like around here. Me and my crew just keep things running. Lights, water, atmosphere. Mek-Sha's neutral officially, but me and mine will back the Republic to the end. Whatever you need, we'll help you get.
30 years in the service. That's quite a career. You must have seen a lot.
Mostly access hatches and fuel lines. Engies don't get pretty views like officers. But I've had an exciting moment or two.
Junker's been working to get us the fuel we need, but it isn't as easy as I'd hoped.
Like I said, Mek-Sha's neutral, so your ships don't get topped off until the powers that be vote on it. See, Mek-Sha used to be run by the Hutts. The locals kicked them out while they were distracted with Mek-Sha, then started running things themselves. So all the big decisions come down to a vote by the leaders of the 5 biggest crews. Lucky for you, I'm one of them. Huttbreaker, she led the revolt. So now she runs the docks. She'll vote for you. Fuel sales go straight into her pocket. So you just need one more vote.
Unfortunately, I'm no diplomat. And sorry, Junker, but neither are you.
So you need us to get the last vote.
And stop whatever the Empire has planned.
What else did Darth Savik tell us?
We're dealing with Darth Shar. She's the Dark Counselor in charge of Imperial Logistics, which doesn't sound very scary.
Maybe, but you don't make the Dark Council just by getting supplies delivered on time. Never underestimate a Sith.
If you're looking for Sith, they'll be with the brothers. Bunch of creepy slavers down on the lower levels. Empire is their biggest customer.
We can bet they'll show up in force as soon as the fleet starts refueling. We'd better plan out our defenses ahead of time. Could Arn and I scout out the docks a bit? I'd like to see what we're dealing with.
Of course. I'll take you myself.
We'll catch up with you later, Commander.
All right, just us now. No need to put on airs. I know what you're thinking. Because I think it too. You've got a whole big fleet out there and a tiny rock full of lowlifes here. Why not just roll in and take what you need?
A place like this doesn't stay independent if they don't have some impressive security.
You're just as sharp as you look. Hutbreaker has a failsafe rigged up. Push a button, it fires a pulse that makes all the fuel on the station inert. Takes weeks to make the fuel useful again. Not the way you want to go, trust me. I got a much easier route for you. Hutbreaker's hosting an auction at her stronghold on the other side of the station. All the crew leaders will be there, and I can get you in. It's your best chance to start winning that last vote.
What's Hutbreaker auctioning off?
Couldn't even begin to tell you. All sorts of crazy stuff passes through Mek-Sha. Crossroads of the galaxy. Now, let me just get a few things sorted and we'll get you on your way. What in the...
Who are you?
What in the blazes? I saw that lightsaber. Sith trying to take you out already. In the middle of my turf?
Don't you have security? Someone could have been killed.
Not enough, looks like. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh, yes. Spader's that way. I'll meet you at Hutbreaker's place in a bit. Gonna put more droids on perimeter security. Blasted Sith think they can just strut right in here.
Fancy meeting you here, boss.
Lana mentioned you were coming here, so we figured we'd come and lend a hand.
We've cut a few deals with these people over the years. With our help, you'll know just how to play them. They'll vote however you want.
I'll be glad to have any information you can give me.
Just doing our part. If you're ready, let's head inside. All right, first up, Hutbreaker. Revolutionary leader, liberator, and unofficial queen of Mek-Sha. Her crew runs the main docks.
She won't need much convincing. Selling that fuel will bring in a small fortune, but that only stands if you keep the peace. You get too messy with any of these gangs, Hutbreaker will lock things down no matter how much she stands to make. Keeping Mek-Sha safe is her top priority.
All right, what about the brothers? Jot mentioned they work with the Empire.
Yeah, they're slavers, all part of some weird religious cult. The Empire buys most of their stock.
A lot of the refugees who come through here end up in the brothers' pens, and Hutbreaker isn't above throwing troublemakers their way, too.
Needless to say, you won't be getting their vote for anything that helps the Republic. Better to focus on the other crew leaders. First is Veek the Snake. He runs a Rhodian smuggling ring, the Harito Walled, one of the biggest operations in the galaxy.
Veek's a businessman. He can be anybody's friend if there's an upshot for him. Just have to figure out what he needs and make sure he gets it. The other crew leader is Indigo, Mandalorian. Well, ex-Mandalorian. Same with his crew. They're called something like Darmanda.
They're mercs and gun runners. Indigo has some kind of rivalry with Veek, so it's a good thing you only need one of them to vote your way.
Veek or Indigo? Got it. I appreciate your help.
What are friends for?
Looks like Hutbreaker's about to give her big welcome speech. Let's find a good spot.
Mek-Sha! How are you doing tonight? Look at us! We are surviving! We are thriving! We are turning this tiny rock into the beating heart of the galaxy! Just a few years ago, we were slaves. Now, we're masters. Imagine Imagine what we can become in just a few more years! All we've got to do is stay us. Be what we've been so far. We keep the peace, we keep the balance, and we keep moving forward! We've got the whole galaxy laid out in front of us. Everyone else just doesn't see it yet. All they see are the soldiers, politicians, Sith, Jedi. All the people who think they run things, who think their wars decide who's in charge. The truth is, they'll never be in charge. They'll never really run things. You know why? Because while they're busy killing each other, we're making deals, making friends, expanding everything they buy so they can blow each other up. We're selling and getting richer, stronger. By the time they stop and do the math, it will be too late, because there will be a lot more of us than there are of them. And then it will be us calling the shots. So stay the course, my friends. It only gets better from here! Welcome to Mek-Sha. Did you enjoy the speech?
I think you're one good blockade away from realizing who's actually in charge.
You think you can spare the ships it would take? How many planets would you be willing to lose to prove a point? Puffing up your chest at me won't get you anywhere. In the meantime, enjoy our hospitality. Have a drink on me and keep the peace. You can keep the peace, can't you? Narlock gave me his word.
Servants of the Republic often espouse high ideals, even as their deeds tell a very different story.
No need to be rude. Commander, this is Darth Shar.
Dark Counselor in charge of production, logistics, and civil order. How do you do?
Darth Savik mentioned that we might find you here. She's been very cooperative.
Ah, well, she must have been so disappointed not to have killed you. But then we wouldn't have had a chance to meet like this.
I'm sure the two of you have a lot you could talk about, but we do have a previous appointment. Enjoy the auction, Commander.
I do hope we get to meet again soon.
I've heard you enslave people and sell them to the highest bidder.
You have heard truth. Consider yourself blessed. There is purity in truth as there is purity in labor. We take beings without value and give them value. We give labor to those who suffer without purpose. Our works enable greater works. Our labors create laborers. Useless beings are made useful again. The galaxy is made better.
Forcing someone to do things against their will is wrong. Slavery doesn't make the galaxy better. It destroys lives.
Activity can only create. Idleness, apathy, inaction, these destroy. Your words waste breath that could be used productively. This entire event is a waste. We will witness no more of it. What do you want?
To the point. Let me return the favor. I'm looking for some help. Interested?
If you think Darmanda want to fight and die in your little war, you're out of your mind. We're doing just fine on Mek-Sha.
I'm here to get your help with our operations on Mek-Sha. No fighting needed.
Interesting. Depending on the details. Look, this isn't a good place to do business. Too many years. Meet me at the canteen later, and we'll see.
Ciąnki faguta, dziobora, żeoto kakise. Demote que caça, do bonnie lis dioto. Chai con kunta chichai.
I'm not looking for friends.
Conchita chichakta. Kusa mala chikuta. Ikosa mose ala chuta. Koba ne puta. Taise jeskusku.
So, what do you think about those Republic ships out there?
Kasuyali koyaran kenka kurun. Klis kataka. Yos oska uka pakuta. Makipuna mali tuta o mishka. Kusa mala chikuta. Ikosa mose ala chuta.
The sooner the better.
Pampaula kavaji oto.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Tungi machechu. Kafstu undile. Jio hola lukuta. Tungi machechu. Kuti nanki he. Wanawa de bloto wijawa.
Had enough fun for one night?
I'm finished here.
We heard about the assassin earlier. Glad you're still in one piece. They should have known one Sith wouldn't cut it with you.
Did they send anyone after you or Arn?
Not yet. It really is strange. You're the toughest of us all. Going after you one-on-one was a total waste. On the bright side, the docks aren't the defensive nightmare I was afraid they'd be. Plenty of good choke points, blind corners, and elevated positions.
Hutbreaker doesn't want an invasion, so Narlock's only allowed to bring a limited deployment. He's rounding up his best troops now.
Got a lot of practice working on droids on Ossus, so I'll help Junker modify his service droids to help us fight. In the meantime, I sent Arn to stake out the Brothers' territory and watch for Imperial activity. If they send anyone after us, we'll know.
How is Arn handling his lessons?
He's a quick study. Much better than he thinks he is. Honestly, once he learns to believe in himself, he'll be fine.
And what about you? How do you feel about being his teacher?
It's not as bad as I was afraid it'd be. I think the old man just gave me an easy one to start off with. But I have to admit, he was right. Teaching someone else really helps solidify the basics for yourself, you know? Helps you focus on what's important.
We best get moving. Let us know how it goes with the crew leaders, huh?
If you need anything, just say the word and we'll be there.
Well, well, you showed up. I prefer doing business here. Better drinks, no dress code, industrial waste disposal in the back if there's trouble.
Let's pick up where we left off at the party.
Well, let's start here. What exactly do you want from me?
The Republic fleet has to get that fuel. I want you to vote to sell it to them.
I get it. You want to buy my vote. Very upstanding. Well, everything's for sale at the right price. You know how this works. You do a little something for me first, and I'll consider it.
How can I be sure you'll hold up your end? Vote first, then we'll discuss payment.
Or maybe we don't make a deal at all. You're the one who came to me, remember? Here's my situation. You know that slimy little Rhodian Vic? Runs a smuggling crew? He's been raising prices on me, and I'm sick of it. Profits are thin enough without that bug-eyed scammer butting in. I want him and his bodyguards dead. No witnesses, no chance the Darmander gets to blame. I know the guy is next in line. Done business together. He'll hire some of my guys as bodyguards, and I'll be in a nice spot. So, there it is. Take out Vic, and the vote's yours.
No deal. I won't be your assassin.
Your call. Oh, good luck getting them votes. I'll be here if you reconsider.
Chonki faguta giobora geoto kakise. Makipuna mali tuta o mishka.
We're not friends. Just tell me how you're gonna help.
Inigu daiji liska chanangawa. Paguta pal kuchapting wampa la agua kilia jikoska. Chonki faguta giobora geoto kakise. Ni at umpampa boshura moki.
Who do you support?
Nakmanoya no chaita. Tuta mishka no chaita. Umpakombak, ni jitong kagilis kichanaga. Una naikachu, ne tutubuga. Kusa malachikuta, ikosa mose alachuta, patoga wa kiku bakili.
What exactly do you need?
Udi estinuka. Umpa bitwala ni bobo. Hoyatuka change kapula. Dimuti kikasa, dobunyelis dioto. Bampaula kavaji oto. Umpa bitwala ni bobo.
Expanding into Hutt territory? Bold move.
Pagtra wanawaka. Mibunawa di te utwipi. Kasoyali koyaran kenka kurung. Kumpata ti tokmaki chisa chubala wawuni.
You're supposed to be smugglers, but you can't get one person onto this station without being noticed?
Bampaula kavaji oto. Wanto humpa muli rafavaba. Umpa bitwala ni bobo. Nokta chulna do bela. Patoga wa kiku bakili.
Indigo wanted me to kill you. He was hoping he could get a better price for his weapons from whoever took over.
Pagtra wanawaka. Mibunawa di te utwipi. Patoga wa kiku bakili. Umpa bitwala ni bobo. Wanto humpa muli rafavaba.
I'll bring the envoy back safe and sound.
Kuchuso yumata chikotoya. Cha aita ye chopa. Mitwana shoto.
Kappa me chispa.
You weren't invited to this meeting, Commander.
The Hutts and the Exchange, working together. Who would have thought?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I must say, I am surprised Vik chose his reputation over saving a potential deal with the Hutts.
Konta chota, kasa yuli koira tole kankitong.
So this was just a way to get back at Vik?
Doti puna, manchika pugnoni snimo.
In truth, both of our organizations lose millions of credits to Harrido Wald every month. It's getting expensive.
Kiko ubo kili wata panka tonko potoko wata.
Once Vik and his ilk are out of the way, we'll divvy up his routes and cruise between ourselves.
Yakopa chiji kuting anulia makachisa.
Kuchuso yumata chikotoya. Migushu funbo dopa makma.
Dead. It was an ambush. She was working with the Exchange all along.
Bampaula kavaji oto.
The Hutts and the Exchange made a deal to kill you and split your resources between themselves. They didn't count on anyone else getting involved.
Kasoyali koyaran kenka kurung. Umpa kombak ni jitong kagilis kichanaga. Umpa bitwala ni bobo.
I don't think you'll ever make that happen.
Chonki faguta jiopora jeoto kakise. Kusa malachikuta, ikosa mose alachuta. Umpa bitwala ni bobo. Kuidak bamba, unaguta, tanquekuta.
I have other priorities right now.
Kumpata titok maki chisa chubala wawuni. Ida perupa. Kadwa shiniko igadanaila. Kusa malachikuta, ikosa mose alachuta. No ye nevuta, nakma.
Almost. It would be a shame if anyone found out about you and the Hutts.
Kapatonka! Yoto kikwanga chuska, nucha chiwanga?
Anything the Republic needs, anything they want, you get for them. Understand?
Pagtra wanawaka, mibunawa di te utwipi.
Can't wait to hear how the fuel vote goes.
Dimuti kikasa, dobunyelis dioto.
Good. Arn, is that you?
Listen, I need your help. There are slaves. Dozens of them. The brothers are loading them into shuttles. Imperial shuttles. We have to stop them.
Tau is your master, Arn. You should be talking with her about this, not me.
She told me not to interfere, but I can't just sit back and watch this happen.
Arn.
They're slavers. Monsters. The worst scum in the galaxy. But I don't want to kill them. I didn't want to kill any of them. I had to. They didn't give me any other choice, did they? There was no other way to get to the slaves and free them before it was too late. What else could I do? Was there some other way? Please, I have to know. You have to tell me.
Some people can't be reasoned with. Like you said, they left you no choice.
But I'm a Jedi. A protector, not a killer. Thou doesn't know, but when I was injured, the people we were fighting, they were slavers too. Back then, I couldn't stop them. Years of recovery and pain. Maybe I didn't want there to be another way. Maybe I saw my chance to get payback, and I took it. I don't think that's who I am. I don't want that to be who I am. But part of me is glad they're dead.
Of course it is. They were some of the worst scum of the galaxy. That doesn't make you a monster like them. It just makes you human.
Jedi are supposed to be more than that. We should get out of here before more reinforcements show up. The slaves are safe. Let's go.
You didn't just hit the brothers, you practically wiped them out. We're supposed to be keeping the peace.
I'll sort that out with Arn myself. Honestly, the galaxy won't miss a pack of slavers, and neither will I.
You think I care that those creeps are gone? I'd give you a medal if I could. It's Huttbreaker who wants our hides over it.
Is she still willing to sell us the fuel?
Yes, for an extra 40%.
Then let's stick to the mission, and let me handle Arn, all right?
How is Arn?
He's still struggling, but I've been there. I'll help him through. He'll hold his post when the time comes.
The vote went in our favor, so I've got the fleet organized and ready to start refueling. Safe bet the imps will show up as soon as we start. So we'd better get ourselves into position right away. I'll meet you all here at the docks.
Hey, hold up. We need to talk. I might be new to being a teacher, but I can't help my student at all if nobody tells me when he's in trouble. You should have called me when Arn contacted you. Helping him is my job, and I deserve the chance to do it.
Arn didn't want to involve you. I was trying to respect that.
I get that, but if he always knew what was best, he wouldn't be the student. He needed his master to support him, and I needed the chance to prove that I would.
My best troops. Wish I could bring more, but we're on thin ice with Huttbreaker as it is.
There are three main approaches the imps could use for their assault. The main catwalks, the maintenance tunnels, or the docks themselves via shuttle.
The main catwalk is the most direct route, so we'll have our strongest defense there. Commander, that's you.
All right. What about the other routes?
Arn and I would be best for the tunnels. In close quarters like that, they'll never make it past our lightsabers.
My droids know those tunnels better than anyone. I'll send them to back you up.
My troops will cover the docks as best they can, but our anti-aircraft weapons are limited. Once our ships start refueling, weapons and docking bays are disabled.
Hoyatuka jange kapula. Ni at umpampa boshura moki. Kafstu undile, jigo hola lukuta. Ni at umpampa boshura moki.
Thank you, Vik. We really appreciate it.
No ye ne vuta nakma. Koba ne puta taise jeskusku.
Sounds like we're ready.
A lot of people are counting on us. The future of the Republic depends on getting these ships to Corellia. Let's make it happen.
We can do this! We must do this! For the Republic! It's over! Drop your weapon!
It's been a long day, my friend. I'm doing what I came here to do. Don't make me kill you first.
I've never seen better timing in my life.
You? You're the Alliance commander. Guess we're done then. If you can kill the Sith Emperor, I don't really like my odds.
Mission now, banter later.
Narlock is here. They were trying to activate the failsafe, but we stopped them in time.
We've got them on the run down here.
That's all clear.
Outstanding work, everyone. Let's regroup outside.
We did it! We actually did it!
Combined with the fleet from Onderon, our odds of victory are climbing. Vice Admiral Narlock, I look forward to seeing you at the rendezvous. Please set out as soon as possible.
Of course, General. Thank you all. You saved my ships. And you may have saved the whole of the Republic. Ha!
Thanks to your heroism, the Republic will have enough ships to challenge Malgus's armada when they arrive at Corellia. But numbers are no guarantee of victory, and our foe is known for his cunning. You have my coordinates. Meet me right away. The battle is about to begin.
Well, it's been a bucket of fun, but these old bones need a good 3 or 4 day nap. Stay spry, kids. Junker's out.
Thank Hutbreaker and the others for us?
Yeah.
No sign of Shar anywhere on Mek-Sha. She might have died on one of the shuttles that Narlock's troop shot down.
Or she bailed as soon as the fight didn't go her way. That would definitely fit her profile.
What do you think about this prisoner, Anri? Will we get anything useful out of her?
Hand her over to Lana. Then we'll know for sure.
I'll pass that on to Narlock, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. I guess we'll see you at the rendezvous. This will be my first time back on Corellia since the last time. Can't believe it's been so long.
I never expected to be fighting the Empire on Corellia again. I hoped we were past all that.
Maybe if we win, it'll stick this time. See you there, Commander.
Leaving already? No time to stop for a few drinks?
What? Seriously?
No. Come on.
Working with the Republic has been more fun than I expected. We received coordinates for your strategy meeting with General Derun. They included rather explicit instructions that only you should attend. Apparently the rest of us haven't proven our loyalty as thoroughly as you have.
You're my top advisor. I'll make sure you're invited from now on.
I'd appreciate it. The shuttle is ready when you are.
Commander, welcome. Let's get started right away.
Of course. I'm sure time isn't on our side.
It so rarely is. Galena Rounds. I'm the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. But don't hold that against me.
The last Chancellor wasn't my biggest fan.
Well, I wasn't her biggest fan, so I'm thinking we'll get along just fine.
This is Fleet Admiral Newman. He'll be commanding the naval aspects of Corellia's defense.
A challenge, to be sure, but thanks to the reinforcements we've received, one that we can overcome.
All right then. How do we defend Corellia? How do we save the Meridian Complex shipyard?
The captured Dark Counselor, Darth Savik, revealed much about the enemy fleet's capabilities. But she didn't know their attack plan. I've positioned our ships for maximum flexibility. Rapid reaction is our best hope.
How can the Alliance fleet help with the battle?
I'd like to keep them hidden on the far side of the planet Talus. Once we've seen the Empire's strategy, they can hyper-jump in wherever they'll be most effective. Savick has also revealed that the Imperial Armada will include a group of dreadnoughts equipped with Isotope 5 generators, and another with silencer superweapons.
Meaning?
The Isotope 5 ships will be much faster than standard, with far stronger shields. The silencers can destroy capital ships in a single shot.
What do we have that can go up against weapons like those?
We had hoped Admiral Revol's null cannons would be available in time, but the prototypes are still too unstable to deploy.
Alright, that's everything in orbit. How about planet side?
Anti-aircraft turrets and defensive shielding are already in place. So long as they remain operational, the facility will be safe from aerial attack.
And our ground forces?
We've deployed as many soldiers as possible to the Meridian complex, but it was built as a shipyard, not a fortress. We can only station so many troops in the facility before we end up leaving them exposed. So, the rest are positioned as close by as possible.
I've gathered as many Jedi as I could to join the defense, including volunteers from Corellia's Green Jedi. But there are still too few to repel a significant Sith contingent. Commander, we'd like you and your Alliance forces to join the ground defense group and help tip the odds in our favor.
If we stop the Empire in orbit, the ground defenses won't be necessary. You don't think Newman can handle his job?
I think we should prepare for all possibilities.
Even with our reinforcements, we don't know enough about the enemy's plan to rule any option out.
Sounds like everyone knows their job. The Republic's counting on you, friends. If we're gonna put up a decent fight going forward, we need that shipyard. Make us all proud.
Safe travels. Newman out.
We'll make our way to Corellia in my personal ship. There should be just enough time to cook up a nice rishkate and a pot of Gatalenton before we arrive.
Tau informed me of Arn's difficulties on Mek-Sha. Excluding her from the situation did nothing to aid Arn's progress, or Tau's. Recognizing when help is needed can be very important, but recognizing who should be giving that help, that can be even more important.
What made you assign Arn as Tau's Padawan?
They face the same challenges. Neither of them feels they fit the mold of the ideal Jedi. Both struggle with past traumas. By teaching Arn, Tau will realize how far her abilities truly go. In learning from Tau, Arn will find that his past doesn't prevent him from becoming a great Jedi. Now then, enough talk. We have a battle to win, don't we? Not to mention, I was in a Bacta tank the last time Daerun brewed this tea of his. I want to see what all the fuss is about. But you must admit, it's hardly the Sith approach.
I've grown far stronger working beside her than I ever could have become through treachery.
Intriguing. I suppose the Sith Code never specifically calls for the usurpation of the Master by the apprentice. Merely the pursuit of greater power.
Precisely. It's only natural that the strongest should lead, but the goal should be strength, not necessarily leadership. If one is truly strong, leadership comes inevitably.
A unique point of view among the Sith.
Perhaps that's why we aren't among the Sith now.
Passing the time with a bit of philosophical discussion?
Yes, quite enjoyably, in fact. I hope we can speak more later.
Exiting hyperspace in the Corellia system, now.
Groups 4 and 5, position Orc 9. 6, 7, and 8, staggered column behind them.
Daerun here. Report.
The enemy arrived ahead of schedule. They're split into 3 groups we've designated Hound, Raptor, and Swarm.
Energy signatures tell us Hound Group contains the Isotope 5 dreadnoughts. They're approaching our lines head-on at maximum speed.
Following behind, Raptor Group, vertical halo formation to maximize field of fire. The silencers, covering Hound Group's approach. Swarm Group contains the bulk of the attacking fleet. It dropped out of hyperspace on the far side of the planet, well out of weapons range. Objective, unknown.
Understood. How can we help?
Approaching the vector we're sending now to avoid Raptor Group's targeting range. Then make for the surface.
Admiral, it's Swarm Group. The vessel opened fire.
Opened fire on what? We're out of range.
They aren't firing on us. They're firing on the surface, the cities. Residential, manufacturing. It's totally indiscriminate.
We have to stop them. Thousands, even millions could die.
Redeploying any of our ships will weaken our defensive blockade significantly. There is the Alliance fleet, but
We need them to trap the silencers.
Stick with the plan. Have Admiral Ago sweep in to destroy Raptor Group.
Copy that. Moving in now.
Reading multiple new targets. They must have been hidden by Hound's energy signatures.
They're going to beat us to the surface. All shuttles, prepare for launch.
A wave of Imperial dropships beat us to the surface. We're in for a fight.
Finally, solid ground. Nice flying. Arn, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We'll follow your lead.
Time to kick the Empire off Corellia for good.
All clear?
All clear.
You saved me. Thank you. Thank you!
Commander. Tau, Arn.
We're all right, old man.
And this is?
Theron Cedrax, foremost authority on exotechnology and principal systems engineer of this once fine facility.
Where's Darth Malgus?
Sidetracked, stalled, diverted when I calculated that our physical security was insufficient. I rerouted all facility defense systems to a secondary control station near the top of the spire.
It's a miracle that you survived to tell us. How did you manage it?
Once I established my dedication to the pacifist ethos, I was deemed non-threatening and merely stunned. Presumably they recognized my genius and intended to press me into service. The Sith Lord, Malgus? He and the last of his troops set off up the elevators toward the secondary controls. You're not too late to stop them.
If you can read me, take cover. Some of the reinforcements made it past us, and they're heavily armed.
We can hold this level with our troops. You three, go on. Malgus must be stopped.
Come with us. We can fight him together.
No, seeing me alive will only fuel his rage even further. This is your fight, all three of you. Fight as one, and you can defeat him. May the Force be with you.
Malgus!
I hoped it would be you. I've been looking forward to this. And Towered Air. Didn't you bring that old fool with you? I'm told he survived our last encounter.
Oh, couldn't kill one poor old Jedi. You're slowing down in your old age.
Am I?
Alert! Shield power decreasing. Shield system failure imminent.
Shall we die together?
You think we'd give up so easily?
I think I will kill you easily.
Think again.
I should have known it wasn't just a story. If anyone could destroy him, it was you. No matter. I will not fail. Your shipyard will crumble. Your republic will burn. I will not fail.
System failure. Structural damage detected. Evacuation protocols in effect. Shield power restored. Structural support units deployed. Fire suppression systems activated. External defensive systems restored. Targeting hostiles. Now!
All forces, our assault has failed. The shields cannot be penetrated. Regroup at our viewpoint fresh. Now.
We've done it. All ships, regroup at the Meridian Complex. Secure any remaining enemy forces on the surface and prepare search and rescue teams for deployment. We've won the impossible battle. But the day isn't over until we've gotten everyone home safely. Get to it.
The conquering hero. You saved the day again. Well done.
I'd be happy to celebrate over dinner, if you're free.
If only I could, but when all the action ends, the spies' work begins. We're getting a mountain of good intel out of the captured soldiers and ship crews, not to mention data from the wreckage. Exciting times, but I won't keep you. Just wanted to pass on my congratulations. See you around.
Well, if it isn't one of my new favorite people.
Tau escaped with only minor injuries. She'll be along shortly. Arn's recovery will take longer, but he'll be all right.
All Corellia forces are still on alert, but it would seem Malgus has escaped us once again.
One miss in a day full of hits. We'll get him eventually. The production lines are firing back up in a matter of days. We'll get new ships to our frontline units in no time. The Empire committed a lot to this attack. They're going to be hurting for a while, and we'll be ready to press the advantage.
We spent a lot of time with our backs to a wall. It'll be good to finally take the initiative.
Couldn't agree more. So what am I supposed to do with you? The hero of the Republic who's not in the Republic. At least not for some years now.
I believe there's a simple solution, Chancellor.
I agree. Consider this your formal invitation, Commander. Come back to us. Join the Republic. And bring all your friends and your planet with you.
All of my people? You know that some of them were part of the Sith Empire.
I do. And if you were willing to give them a chance, then so am I. Odessen becomes a member world of the Republic, with a senator and everything. Every one of your people, even the ones with criminal charges or intelligence files with frowny faces on them, they all get clean records and citizenship if they want it. What's more, you'll be overseeing a new initiative we're cooking up. Very important, very prestigious. General?
Task Force Nova, a joint military and civilian effort to help the Jedi rebuild their order.
My research suggests that there are still countless Jedi scattered across the galaxy. We will find them, and we will build them a new home.
You're not planning to rebuild on Tython?
Tython will remain a stronghold of the Jedi, but we have been separated from the rest of the galaxy for too long. Our new home should be found amongst the people of the Republic, not hidden away.
We need the Jedi and the military working together to win this war, but they need you. You took a tiny resistance group and you turned it into a paramilitary force strong enough to overthrow the most powerful empire in the galaxy. If you can do that, just imagine what you can do for the Jedi and the Republic.
Officially, you'll be a citizen privateer, separate from the military, but with the effective rank of Commodore and control over all of the task force's civilian and logistical aspects.
Plus, priority fuel access, and your ships are authorized to go anywhere, anytime.
That's quite an offer.
Of course, if you'd rather keep the Alliance as it is, that's fine too. You'll still be our top ally, and we'll still want your help with the task force. But the rest, the titles, the areas of responsibility, that's all a package deal for signing up. So, what do you say? Back to the Republic, or stick with the Alliance as is?
This deal is too good to pass up. Count me in.
Welcome to the Galactic Republic. Now then, this is going to take quite a bit of paperwork. Until next time.
Commodore.
I'm told I may need to invest in some brighter clothing.
It never hurts to change things up a bit. It was one haircut.
It'll take some time to redecorate Odessen to coincide with our new allegiance, but I'll have the process started as soon as possible. Fitting in with the Republic, with the Jedi, should be interesting. Nost Doral, at least, seems open-minded enough. Even so, I think I'll keep my more proactive method to myself from this point on. Shall we stop by the cantina? I understand one of the generals is offering free drinks for anyone with an impressive Corellia story.
After the action we saw, we'll bankrupt the poor guy.
Hardly our problem.
Hey, need a minute of your time.
By all means.
Arn is still in the med bay on one of the corvettes. They didn't want to risk moving him. Still a lot of work to do. I tried to help him as we fell, to reach out in the Force, but we just weren't synced up. Even so, we both survived against Darth Malgus. That wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been there. Thanks.
Do you know how long it'll be before Arn is on his feet again?
Weeks, probably. They might have to bring in a specialist from Daycot 7 to help with the cybernetics. Apparently they're pretty complex. There's one other thing we should talk about. When Arn and I were buried in all of that wreckage, we didn't dig ourselves out. We had help.
From who?
From them.
Kira Carson, Jedi Knight.
Lord Scourge. Not a Jedi Knight.
You attacked me on Mek-Sha.
And I gladly apologize. It was a necessary test.
A test that you passed.
What are you talking about?
The Emperor, Tenebrae, Vitiate, Valkorion. Whatever his name. He was a part of you. We all felt his destruction, but he has always been a master of deceit. We had to be sure that he wasn't lingering in your mind, hidden, waiting to come out only in the most dire circumstances. Now, we are sure.
I don't see Jedi and Sith cooperating very often outside of my alliance. How did you end up working together?
That is a very long story.
We can't risk saying more here. Let's travel to your base on Odessen. It should be safe for us to talk there.
About what?
The final gruesome weapon of Tenebrae.
We're here. Now tell me what this is all about.
As I told you on Carrick Station, Tenebrae's last gruesome weapon. He sought immortality, but only his endless spite survives now. I was his most powerful servant once. His wrath. But I learned of his true nature and plotted his downfall for centuries. Ultimately, I saw what had to be done, and betrayed my empire in order to destroy its creator. That is how I came to fight alongside Kira.
We fought the Emperor's servants constantly for years. We even thought we'd beaten him alongside my master. Then Yavin 4 happened. And Valkorion.
I received guidance from an old ally. Instead of seeking out our enemy in his current shell, you, as it turns out, we sought a different target. Tenebrae hid his original body where no one could harm it. As long as that body remained in stasis, the galaxy's greatest evil could never truly be killed.
Unless we destroyed Tenebrae, the fight against Valkorion would never really be over.
Since Valkorion is gone, I assume you succeeded.
We did. As we later learned, we destroyed his first body just as you purged the last vestige of his twisted spirit from your mind. That is when his final weapon was unleashed. A Sith ritual, carved into his very flesh, unleashed an ancient plague from every molecule of his decaying corpse.
We were both knocked out cold, comatose for more than a year. Satil Shan was the one who finally pulled us out of that nightmare. and started a new one.
Like you, Kira and I have both been vessels for a portion of Tenebrae's power. It acted as a sort of vaccine. But Satele had no such protection, nor did any of her followers. Within days, they were all laid low, trapped in a nightmarish slumber. In helping us, they are knowingly doomed themselves.
Sith rituals. A force disease. I don't really see how I can help you with this.
You're the only one who can.
The infection is worsening. There is a darkness growing among the afflicted.
We can feel their minds connecting, communicating. We're afraid they might be merging somehow.
Merging into what? Another Valkorian? Is this plague bringing him back somehow?
It's too early to make that conclusion. Whatever it is immensely dangerous. We must stop it.
How?
We loaded Satele and all of her followers onto a transport to keep them quarantined, along with a few med droids to tend to them. The transport is programmed to fly a random course through unsettled sectors of the Outer Rim, all weeks away from civilization. I can send a signal to alter the course, bring it to another empty system that's closer so that we can meet it in a shuttle.
We board the ship and connect our minds with yours through the Force. Together, we will face this entity and purge it from existence. And if we cannot purge it, then we destroy the transport and hope we've ended the old monster's schemes forever.
This still doesn't sound like something I can help you with.
You shared your mind with the most powerful and malevolent entity the galaxy has ever known. And you managed to destroy it. Utterly.
If you can swing that, this ought to be a walk in the park. It'll take a while for the transport to come back into range. Mind if we stay here in the meantime? I'm no crasher. If you need any help while we're waiting, all you have to do is ask.
If it's a matter of fighting in your renewed war, leave me out. I have slain enough of my old comrades for 5 lifetimes.
Old softy.
Ah, child.
I have a good feeling about this. Call if you need me.
Looks like your guests from Task Force Nova are finally here, and they picked up a stray. Patching you through now.
Commodore!
General de Rune, is everything all right?
I apologize for the delay in our arrival. We happened across pirates attacking a refugee ship from the Mid-Rim. Shameful. Fortunately, we intervened in time. Tau is still chasing down the pirates, but the refugees are in dire need of medical supplies and other essentials. Our ships will touch down momentarily. See you shortly.
This is well within our triage capacity, General. We'll have them all treated and ready to travel immediately.
Wonderful. Thank you, Captain. Such carnage. We tend to focus so much on the Sith that we forget the galaxy is full of other dangers.
Which pirates were responsible for the attack?
We believe they were Dire Skulls, but we'll learn more once Tau captures them.
There are quite a few supplies to distribute. Perhaps we could lend a hand before we get to our other purpose here.
Of course. Let's do whatever we can.
I can't think of a more worthy start for Task Force Nova. Shall we? Our victory on Corellia still has the Empire reeling. Our forces have made significant gains in the Atravis, Bormia, and Anoat sectors. Morale is higher than ever. Our task force will be staged for success right from the beginning.
Finding Jedi who've been hiding for years is going to take a lot more than moving into a few territories.
Yes, but the search will be much simpler in areas free of Sith interference. Certainly an advantageous start. Aside from the occasional pirate, supply and communication lines between Odessen and Republic Command appear to be secure. We have a full deployment of troops ready to station on Odessen, along with patrol ships and transports. They'll be at your command for task force objectives. On the subject of transports, we've had some issues with cargo ships moving through Hutt space. Nothing violent. Not yet, at least. But we're seeing constant delays in refueling, purchasing supplies, and processing transactions in their territories. Delays we can't afford. I don't have much experience dealing with the Hutts, but I expect they're looking for bribes to speed things along. How would you approach the situation?
Dealing with a Hutt cartel is more trouble than it's worth, believe me. Find other routes for your transports.
A lot of fuel to lose. Hopefully the trade-off in time and other costs will make up the difference. I believe that covers our most pressing issues.
Any word on Darth Malgus? I haven't heard anything since Corellia.
None, which is very strange. He should have returned to the front lines by now, even if his wounds were severe. I only hope we can determine his next move before he strikes again.
Aaron? Aaron, what's wrong?
It's him. Malgus.
Malgus? What do you mean? What about him?
He's almost here. I can sense him. He's coming to Dantooine.
Then let's be ready.
We've waited too long as it is. Something is wrong. I'm sure of it.
Smashing up the place isn't gonna solve anything. We'll find the ship. It's gonna be all right.
I take it there's no sign of the transport with Satil and her followers?
Nothing. It isn't responding to our signals. And we've already checked the next scheduled stop. No sign.
Which leaves just about 200 or 300 systems to search.
There must be another way!
You need to calm down. Now.
Go easy on him. It's been hundreds of years since he felt real emotions. He's a bit out of practice. All we can do is start searching from the ship's last known coordinates, which, for us, could take forever. So we get an expert. We'll send T7 out with an escort and all the probe droids we can find. They'll cover more ground and sort through sensor readings faster than we ever could. T7 works as astromech magic, crunches the probe data to pick up a trail, and we find our missing ship in a matter of days or weeks, instead of years.
What are we waiting for? Get it done.
Your house, your probe droids. Just seem polite to ask first. That's everything settled then. As soon as we get coordinates, you'll be the first to know. Don't worry, your furniture's safe. He'll calm down in a bit.
You don't demand anything, Jakaya. Certainly not from her.
If you're risking your life out there, I'll demand what the clan requires.
What's going on?
It seems I'm a child in need of a parent.
You're Mandalore, the Avenger. You have responsibilities to all of us.
So you often tell me.
Who's this?
Jakaya Ordo. One of my best. He managed to avoid my notice for too long, but now I've put him to work. Though I'm having second thoughts.
I would gladly go back to being an unknown, Great Mandalore. I prefer the talk of warriors to the endless jabbering of politics.
The curse of being skilled at both, you old rancor.
So you're the one. Not sure if I should call you Commander.
Not necessary. The need for a commander is done.
Understood. I like to be clear on these things. Helps me get your measure. The fact is, Commodore, I only know your reputation. I don't know you. It's my job to take a hard look at anyone this close to Mandalore. I've worked with enough outlaws to know you like to take risks. All of you are either foolish or impossibly brave. If Mandalore herself calls you an ally, you must be a good mix.
Takes a bit of both to survive in this galaxy.
No disputing that.
So what happens now?
I've seen your face, looked into your eyes. That's what I wanted.
Satisfied?
For now.
Good. I'm sure you have more important things to do.
Some clan grumbling to track down. More than the usual complaints. Ras and I will check into it. Jakaya out.
Ras?
His brother. They're a family of Mandalorians. Lost a sister a few years back.
Something wrong?
That's the first time he's mentioned a clan issue. He oversees a lot of the day-to-day details without a word.
If it troubles you, take action.
I did. Jakaya is better at rooting out these sort of problems. He kept an assassin's knife out of my gut more than once. You're a leader. How would you deal with unrest in the ranks?
If a group has a problem, it's usually for a reason. Maybe they see something you don't.
We have more in common than I thought. Mandalorians must be allowed to speak out, to think for themselves, to be effective. Jakaya demands order. Everything working together as a whole. I understand, and it keeps it all running, but I don't work that way. Well, looks like I've got reports to review on escort missions we've been overseeing. Jakaya snuck them into the transmission. Sneaky Chakar.
I'll leave you to it.
Did you learn anything from the clans?
Nothing I haven't mentioned before. A lot of heated words. Some are saying Mandalorians are just glorified couriers.
Still unable to see past their next fight. All tactics and no strategy.
However restless you are in the position, Mandalore, you sound like a leader.
I sound angry. My blaster is still a better negotiator than I will ever be. What about the escort runs?
Silence. But only a fool would believe they haven't heard something.
What happened?
Some of the cargo ships we were looking after ran into trouble. Mostly scouts sniffing around. But one exchanged fire. We've been looking into it.
Jakaya.
Commodore, we meet again. I've been keeping an eye on you.
And?
Mandalore was right to stand by your side.
Stop wasting my time and focus. Who would attack Mandalorian ships?
That's the real question. They're well equipped and they know our methods.
This can't continue. Any hint of weakness, and you'll waste time fending off anyone with a blaster.
I agree. Whatever's going on, it must stop.
Any leads?
It's not bandits. It's not even a cartel looking to make a mark. This feels different. Like they're testing our defenses. I know you object, Mandalore, but we must look closer to home.
I don't object. I just want to be sure. Would some of the clans really go that far?
I'm not ruling it out. Like I said, there were some heated words.
Heated words are a far cry from exchanging fire.
No argument here. But I've been around fighters long enough to know the difference between griping and anger. We should have clamped down harder on the clans when we had the chance. The wound has festered.
No, Mandalorians aren't droids. We're best when we don't have some restraining bolt on our neck, even if it costs us.
Agreed. You go too far, and you risk losing control.
And sometimes, too much freedom leads to chaos and destruction.
Enough. We gave our word to protect those shipments, and we will.
Understood, Mandalore. I'll see if I can draw the enemy out. Can't fight what we can't see. If I'm lucky, I'll make them mad enough to come out and play. Jakaya out.
I'd prefer a fight to all this sneaking about.
Nothing wrong with sneaking around. But I get your meaning. Keep me posted.
Count on it.
T7, you found the ship with Satele Shan and her students?
Finally. Great work.
We need those coordinates now. There isn't a moment to spare.
Fall back. We have the coordinates. Leave it to us.
We need to get there now. The servants have found their master.
The servants? I can't believe there are any of them left.
The servants?
They're the Sith Emperor's worst fanatics. They don't even have names, just Servant 1, Servant 2, and so on.
Each time we think we've killed the last of them, more always appear.
We have to get moving. If the servants are involved, this is even worse than we thought.
Could they be the ones who changed the ship's course to begin with?
I suppose it's possible, but they were coming out of hyperspace. Seemed like they just arrived. Either way, we'll need to get there fast. I'll get a shuttle prepped. Meet me as soon as you're ready. One way or another, this ends today.
I realize this is something you must do without me, but I couldn't let you go without at least wishing you luck. The way this is unfolding, I'm completely disheartened. I never dreamed we'd face Valkorion again, and now you must do so without my help. I hope you know that if I could, I would be by your side for this.
There's plenty around here to do. I'm sure you'll find something to occupy yourself while I'm gone.
I'm sure there is. I'll find something to do.
There you are.
We need to speak with you. Before you go.
Whatever you need to say, I'm listening.
We're coming with you. We helped you defeat Valkorion before, and we won't abandon you now. Whatever this weapon is that he's unleashed, I'm sure it won't have any power over Arkan and I.
This is just as much our responsibility as it is yours. If there's the slightest chance Valkorion could return, we must do what we can to stop him.
Sorry to interrupt your send-off, but we need to get going.
We will accompany you.
That is really not a good idea.
Kira is correct. Too many are already infected by Tenebrae's weapon. Bringing you is too great a risk.
With all due respect, this isn't your decision.
We will go where the commander chooses. No one else.
All right then. What do you think?
Kira and Scourge are right. The more people we involve in this problem, the more lives are at stake. I'm sorry, but there's no other choice. You need to stay behind this time.
You're going to need us. I can feel it.
Enough. If you have a problem with my reasoning, we'll discuss it when I'm back.
Indeed. Now is not the time or the place.
I wish you all good luck, and I'll keep our forces here on high alert. Should you need us, just say the word.
Let's move out. There's no more time to waste.
Agreed. Enough talk. Let us depart before we lose the droid.
A moment, please.
Kira, Scourge, start boarding. I won't be long.
Be quick. The longer we wait, the harder it will be to catch the servants off guard.
Commander, I don't know if I can do this.
What do you mean?
Sit by and do nothing, while Valkorion bleeds his way back into our world. I thought we were finally free of him. I grew complacent. And all this time, an aspect of him has been out there, lingering, waiting. With your help, I became a new man. But part of me feels it was only possible because I left Valkorion where he belongs, in the past. But I sense his presence again. And the old feelings are flooding back. My resentment of him, my anger, my fear, all the progress I've made. I know where this road takes me, and I don't want to go there again.
I've seen what you've been through, what you've overcome, and I see the man it's made you. You won't let yourself go back. But if you feel yourself slipping, just hold on to me. I'll be right there with you.
I don't know what I would do without you. Be careful. I won't rest until you are safely by my side.
We're here, scanning the transport. Power fluctuations, system failures. Looks like the engines are out of commission. There's a ship parked in the hangar bay, but I can't tell if it's T7 shuttle or the servants.
There's our answer.
We'll have to go in through one of the airlocks, but we can't connect while they're shooting at us.
I hate to say I was right, but it looks like you could use some help.
We'll talk about ignoring orders when this is done.
Leave these fools to us. Go.
Locked on and sealed. We're ready to go in.
No matter what we find in there, we'll do whatever it takes to end this. Understood?
We will not hesitate.
Now it's the compressor.
Impossible! I checked it not 5 minutes ago!
Check it again!
What's going on down there? We must leave immediately.
Doesn't make sense. Every time we repair one system, another fails.
That must be T7's handiwork. Wonder where he's hiding. Let's find a way to take these guys down quietly once their boss disconnects. No sense...
You will not escape. This ship will be your tomb.
You were saying?
Come on!
Impressive.
I've barely begun.
It's good to see you too, little guy. Great work stalling them till we could get here. So these guys aren't our only problem, then? Who else would even know about this?
It doesn't matter. Anyone who stands against us will die. Must die.
Agreed. We can't afford to take any chances. Shoot first, questions later.
Let's keep everyone contained. Then we'll worry about who's killing who. Alright, I'll take T7 and make sure the engines and hyperdrive are permanently shut down. Weapons and shields, too. Just in case.
We must still ensure that no one who has boarded this ship can leave. We cannot risk this corruption spreading.
We should check all the escape pods, then launch them before anyone can use them.
That mystery shuttle in the hangar, too. T7 can take our shuttle out once we've finished sabotaging everything.
Agreed. Stay in contact.
That's the last of them. Tenebrae's dogs won't escape us now.
You really hate them, don't you?
They are beyond contempt. They betrayed their empire, betrayed the entire galaxy, to absolutely no purpose. To be a Sith is to break your own chains, to choose your own path, and overcome all that stands in your way. These wretches wear the name servant with pride. They happily enslave themselves to a madman. That the Sith ever tolerated them is repugnant. That we still contend with their delusions after all these years.
You've been in this fight for a long time, but it's almost over now. I promise.
Let's make our way to the hangar. We need to find out who else seeks to wear the former Emperor's chains.
That's an Eternal Empire shuttle. That's a cool.
Old servants and new, vying for scraps from their once great master. Pathetic.
How could any of the Zakul Knights know about this?
Perhaps they were closer to their master than we knew. I sense no one on board.
Shield generators are toast. We're taking the weapons offline now.
We've launched all of the escape pods and cleared the hangar. There may be Zakulans on board.
Just what we needed. We'll keep our eyes open.
Time to take the bridge.
I'm ready. These corpses...
Scions of Zakul. Their leader told me they would return when it was their time to die.
They must have taken the ship off course in the first place. But were they trying to hide from us? Or the servants? Are they allies or enemies?
The Scions helped me, but only because I was fighting Arkan. They're loyal to Valkorion, not us.
Then they will see no mercy from me.
So many lives lost. It must end, here and now.
Revan.
The end is closer than ever before, but the threat is as dire as we could have imagined. The ritual inscribed on Tenebray's body, the plague that was unleashed, is feeding on its victims' minds. Tenebray is being remade. I can feel it. You must intervene before it's too late.
It'd be simpler to destroy the entire ship.
Even that may not end the threat. You must destroy his very essence. Not just the flesh he's attempting to steal.
That is our plan. Kira will lead us in meditation. We will join our minds with Satil's and end his blight on the galaxy. Forever.
Then go, quickly. I will aid you as best I can.
Kira, the bridge has been secured.
We're all clear too. Meet you at the medbay. Revan refuses to stay dead almost as much as Tenebray. I don't trust him.
Revan wants to see Tenebray destroyed more than anyone who has ever lived. If you trust anything in this galaxy, trust that. Come. The end is in sight.
Heskel's prophecy. At last, we are here.
You will not stop this. You cannot stop this.
You will never win. Valkorion's last vestige will be saved from your corruption.
You were puppets. Fools. We were his true followers. Only we knew the true shape of his power, of his plan.
The Sith were a means to an end, that's all.
Lies! Lies! Only we understood the truth of his power, of his grandest designs. He is master of the Force, master of us all. To stand against such power is to be destroyed.
My father manipulated you just as he manipulated us. Deception was his greatest power.
We thought we were a family, that we knew him. We were wrong.
Please, let this madness end.
The end will come only when it serves him.
If destruction is what you crave, You shall have it.
I am the weapon of his will. None can stand against his power.
More deaths to lay at my father's feet.
Master Satil, she's still alive. But Trad and Syl are dead, and the rest aren't far from it. So much darkness. We have to hurry.
Form a circle, quickly!
We're going to join our minds with Satil's to help her fight. Focus your minds on her. Watch her breathing and try to match it. Close your eyes.
You're sure this'll work?
Close your eyes. Let my voice guide you. Listen. Follow my voice. The Force unites us all. Through the Force, all things are one. Follow my voice. Follow. I can't sense the others. I'm not sure if they made it in.
Unexpected guests. Fascinating. Who are you?
Whatever game this is, you won't fool us.
Ah, of course. Who else could you be? I've heard so much about you. Impressive.
Most impressive.
What the?
My wayward child. You of all people should know better than to challenge my strength.
Or so I've gathered from this Jedi's memories. Your minds are resilient, to say the least. Adapting so quickly. Resisting so ably.
We've done this whole it's all a dream but not really dance before. You don't remember?
This Jedi remembers, though she clearly lacks details.
You aren't who you're pretending to be.
I am, and I am not.
Are you gonna start making sense anytime soon? I'm on a tight schedule.
Rushing ignorantly toward your doom. The galaxy never changes.
This is the body Scourge and I destroyed. His original body, Tenebrae. The ritual carved into him isn't a plague. It's an imprint. An echo of who he was back then.
It has taken longer than I'd hoped to recompose myself.
But time has never been in short supply. Not for me.
To be honest, I've quite enjoyed the process. The memories this Jedi and her followers have of me, of us. Quite amusing.
Am I supposed to think you're so old that shirts hadn't been invented?
Poor simple-minded creature. Do not fear. Soon, you will not have to think at all. The version of me that you knew became too complacent, too distracted by mortal concerns, empires, wars, even a family. I have seen where that path led. I'm not so easily distracted now. I will succeed where he failed. And thanks to you, I have a choice of interesting bodies to carry me to victory. You lash out with such conviction. Don't you see how pointless it all is?
I control this place. All that happens, every motion occurs by my design.
And you are no different.
You cannot succeed, only die alone.
In the fight against you, no one is alone. He divided us. He knows that together, we are stronger than he can ever hope to be.
If this really is Satil's mind, it looks like he's close to taking over completely.
Perhaps, but our enemy lies as often as he kills. We can still win. No one person can destroy this threat. But all of us together, we will end him. We'll find Satil and the others at the center of all this. Come on!
I told you.
I control all that happens here.
I am immortal, infinite, endless.
Everything ends. Even you.
I believe you tried to destroy me once before. You failed.
I saved you then. I will not save you now.
Fools!
He thinks you will be lost here forever, but you have always known the way to destroy him. Together, we will find his doom. Satil is stronger than this. Duplicate believes. She is not the easy prey he assumes. He gleans the facts of his other lives from the memories and impressions of Satil and her students. But he has only the knowledge of those events. This Tenebrae possesses none of the wisdom earned by experiencing them.
You seem to know a lot about what's going on.
I know only what you know. Do not share in his arrogance. He is more vulnerable than he would have us believe. But he is still the most dangerous being in the galaxy. If we fail to destroy him here and now, there may never be another opportunity. He is a relic of an era long past. Destroy him. Break the chains he uses to ensnare us all. Free the galaxy from his manipulations. Avenge me. Avenge us all.
At last, I understand.
So desperate for love, for approval, for self-determination.
Each more powerful than the last, and also easily manipulated. You must have been endlessly entertaining.
Ignore him. We're together.
Brother, sister, we know, brother.
We know what? That he's just as deluded and self-absorbed as our parents. You couldn't let me be free. You were so afraid to let me be what I am, you killed me. I wouldn't even be here if she hadn't dragged me along.
Dragged you along? What do you mean?
Not one clue what you're doing. As always.
Vaylin, please.
Please? Please what, Mother? Please stop reminding you of the truth. Does it hurt? Because it pales next to what you did to me.
Please, listen to me, Vaylin. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but you deserve to hear this. I was wrong. He took you, and I said nothing. He caged you, and I stood by. He robbed you of the woman you were destined to be, but I let it happen. Others blame you for so much, but the fault is mine. How much pain and suffering might not have happened if I had just fought harder for you? I could have done more. I should have done more.
I know this isn't nearly enough to make things right, but I hope hearing this brings you some peace, Phelan.
Can we focus? There's someone else here who needs to die.
Foolish child. You could never hope to.
You presume limits to my power. There are none.
You must reach the center. Go!
What could you possibly be thinking?
You must realize by now that everything you do here is meaningless. The Jedi's mind can no longer resist me. It crumbles by the second.
When she is obliterated, only I will remain.
Watch, fight, flee, bring as many friends as you like. Nothing can stop me now.
More words, more lies. You know this is the end for you.
Arrogant child.
Look at them. Your Jedi and her weak-minded students. Barely clinging to life, to sanity.
They will fall. And once again, I will rise.
No. Your power is your weakness. It blinds you.
Jedi nonsense.
Precisely. My students and I, who are we to resist your power? You knew you could dominate us all. That you could tear a path through our minds, absorbing our essence, strengthening yourself, crashing through all our defenses one by one. In time, your victory was inevitable. In time, you would claw your way here, into the very core of my being. Into the heart of my trap.
Trap. Look around you.
Yes, look around me. Look at my students, each of them shaken to their core by the death and chaos that you helped create. Eager for help, guidance, strength. Had you focused on any one of them, you might have succeeded. But your ego wouldn't allow it. Why settle for one student when you could assault them all? And why limit yourself to the students when their master was close at hand? I never needed to beat you. I only had to let you think you were invincible. Until now. Until every person who knows your weakness firsthand could come to face you. Until the one person who proved you could be defeated came here to destroy you, once and for all.
I command the force that binds the universe. I will not be killed by an insignificant vagabond.
If it makes you feel any better, I never thought I'd be the one to kill you either.
Enough! You will all learn the true depths of my power.
You think you know me?
You will suffer. I cannot be denied.
I am immortal.
everything you've done.
Everyone you've betrayed.
Everyone you've manipulated.
Everyone you've murdered.
The Force seeks balance. Always.
No. No!
The Force is mine! I command it!
I am endless!
No. In the end, you're nothing.
Welcome back.
What is this?
A victory party. The best I could do on short notice. We destroyed him. Utterly and forever. The Sith Emperor will never rise again.
Then it's over? We finally won?
You must feel it, just as I do. The weight of his evil. It's gone.
Where's everyone else?
Kira and Scourge are taking my surviving students to our old training grounds on Coruscant. Arkan and Senya have left for Odessen. Perhaps now they will finally know true peace. The rest, Darth Mar, Mitra Surik, Revan, I believe they are one with the Force at last.
Wait, how much time has passed?
That's not important. You killed my son.
I did. And now that we're alone, I think I'll kill you.
If we were truly here, I'm sure you could. Today, we defeated the most evil and destructive being in history. Take care not to follow his path. Even with all his power, the weight of his wrongdoing dragged him to oblivion. That does not have to be your fate.
Ah, you're awake. Shouldn't need this then. Had an eventful day, have we?
How did I get here?
Kira and Scourge had me pick you up from the hangar. Apparently they were the first to wake from the ritual. You were unconscious for more than an hour. What happened?
Master Satele wanted to talk.
About Theron?
Yes.
You'll have to tell me all about it. But first, what heading should I set?
There's still a war on. I want to be on the front lines.
Aaron Lanier. I understand you have quite a story to tell.
Make the jump on my order. Not a moment sooner. Understand me? Good. There you are. I need your help.
What happened?
My advisor, Jakaya Ordo, has gone dark, overseeing a cargo run. There's been trouble recently. Some of our escort missions have been harassed.
You mentioned being targeted a while back.
Right. Jakaya was trying to flush this group out into the open. We both knew something big was coming. Looks like it's here.
I'm in. Tell me where and when.
That's what I like to hear. Jakaya was commanding my flagship, the Spirit of Vengeance 2. It takes a fleet to even slow that beast down. Whoever they are, they came prepared. You know, I expected somebody to take their shot at me. Even looked forward to it. But this is the work of cowards, not warriors. That's it. Jakaya's last known position. I'm bringing every ship I can find to that location. Meet me there.
Right behind you.
Bring an inferno, my friend. Vore.
Torian, you heard?
Head out now to watch Chase back.
Be careful. We don't know what's out there.
Whoever they are, they picked a fight with you and Mandalore. Terrible strategy.
I'll see you out there.
Perfect timing. We have a situation here with the Spirit of Vengeance.
I see that.
We need to get you on those ships if we're gonna turn this around.
Understood. Can we cut the tethers?
Torian here. We tried. But with that force field on, we almost tore a hole in the Spirit.
Board each enemy ship, drop the power, and then deal with the tether. Is that clear?
Power first, then tether. No problem.
I'll clear a path to the closest ship. Fast-dropping Ras Ordo for ground support. He's motivated. That's his brother we're looking for.
I remember. Any word from Jakaya?
None. We need to move fast.
Direct approach. Sure. Why not?
Guest of honor has just arrived, Mandalore. Badly, I might add. I'm Ras. You need a bandage or something?
Jakaya's brother. That gonna be a problem?
No, ma'am. You can count on me.
Just two of you are causing this trouble. Ha! Clan Varad was promised an army to fight.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Gorga Brak. I bring your death. Slaughtering you and the Tiny One will be a nice bit of fun before ripping apart the Spirit of Vengeance. Field Marshal Gore will reward me well for your heads.
The Tiny One is wondering if you ever stop talking. Damaged. No controls, and the fluctuating power keeps engaging the shields.
Can you fix it?
We just need to shut it down. That'll take care of the tether shields.
Do it.
Okay. Overriding safety protocols.
Enough!
Hey! Well, the shield's down now. How do we cut the tether?
Shay, we need a little help.
Hang on! Moves, Mandalore!
No word from Jakaya yet, so that force field must be blocking comms. Cut that last tether.
Only one way to get over there. This ship.
Face piracy it is. To the bridge!
I like the move with the escape pod. Clever. You just don't run into idea people anymore, you know? And then Shay swooping in? Wow! Almost a shame the Marshal wants you both dead.
Just try it.
That's the spirit. We like to earn our money instead of rolling over a bunch of delicate flowers. Boring. We're Darmanda. Don't care about Mando politics. We just like getting paid. Speaking of which, I'm gonna wrap this up. That engine leak you caused is messing up my favorite ship. Okay, wait. Wait. You got me. No need for this to get ugly. Or uglier. Getting hard to breathe in here. But you got a bigger problem. And I'm the only guy who can fix it. The controls are locked. The field marshal made sure nobody could scatter when things got tough. I didn't like it. But what are you gonna do?
And you have a fix.
I have a transport. A way out of here. A nice one. Take a look at the panel over there.
I got part of a passcode.
Let me walk away. You get the rest.
Go. But if I don't get that code, my whole clan hunts you down.
Don't worry, kid. A deal's a deal.
Who's in charge here?
That guy isn't the mission. Saving my brother is. Okay, good news. I got the rest of the passcode. Bad news. He wasn't kidding. The engine leak will kill the remaining crew unless we seal it off. What do you want me to do?
Can't have them coming back for revenge. Ignore it.
You're the boss.
Get us to the last tether ship.
I don't think she's Varad or Darmanda. Just a guess.
I regret my association with those rat ghouls. Extreme times call for extreme measures. Field Marshal Cole promised the Ishad the relics. They belong to those who believe in honor. Shay Vizsla does not.
I don't care what your problems are. I'm here to stop you.
How dare you?
Oh, she dares.
Can anyone hear me? This is Jakaya Order aboard Flagship Spirit of Vengeance 2.
You hear that? Jakaya's alive!
Life support failing. Under fire. If you're doing something, do it now.
Let's go.
Can't we go any faster?
All remaining crew must gather on the bridge. I repeat, the bridge.
Aren't you the troublemaker?
Field Marshal Cole.
In the flesh.
I wanted to personally thank you for illustrating the weak points in my plan. It won't happen again. A piece of advice? You're on the wrong side of this.
I don't care what you think. I'm here to stop this.
Of course you are. A shame, because living by your wits in a dangerous profession should mean trusting your gut when something seems off.
Enough! What do you want, traitor?
If it isn't Shay herself, as predicted.
Answer the question.
You've made the Mandalorians servants. That won't stand. But enough about me. Your friends came all this way to die.
Mandalore is holding them back.
We've got the Kadera banner. Now finish off Jakaya and that damn criminal.
She's getting away!
Face me, traitor!
Enjoy your last days, Shay Vizsla. I certainly will.
Any crew that can stand are working on repairs, Mandalore.
Keep on them. The sooner we get out of here, the better.
Ras, any sign of ships circling back?
Nothing. Apart from failing to rid the galaxy of my crotchety brother, they must have what they came for.
The Kadera banner.
I don't get it. What's it mean to her?
I don't know. Clan Kadera, my clan, was wiped out when my father rebelled against Mandalore the Vindicated.
For what?
Ras!
It's alright. My father refused to side with the Sith. He failed to answer the call from Mandalore. He was a traitor.
You are not your father, Torian. Nothing more needs to be said.
It doesn't explain why she went to all this trouble.
It's a symbol of rebellion. Maybe something for those outcasts to rally around.
Perhaps. But it feels like there's more to it. I don't know how she did it, but these groups should be slitting each other's throats, not working together. Something personal is driving her.
We can't let her divide us, Mandalore. Another civil war will rip us apart. Let me find her and end this.
Agreed. A lot of innocents will get caught in the crossfire. What do you need?
When the time comes, I'll let you know. Right now, I can't let her trail run cold.
I'll leave at once.
You're in no shape for this kind of fight, you old Rancor.
Harjak! Then stop wasting time and go find this traitor, Mandalore. I'll take care of things here.
My hunt ends only in death. Hers or mine.
Will it really be so simple?
I wish it could be, but there are probably more attacks coming. I name Jakaya Ordo as Arbiter. On all matters, you speak with my voice and my authority. Prepare the clans for war!
That was successful. Messy, but successful.
You got your Kadera banner, Field Marshal Cole. At great cost.
Are the Ashad not used to enemies shooting back?
The shame Clan Varad can contain things on their ship once Shay's minions arrived.
Your precious followers got just as bloody. The difference is our reputation will increase. Unlike yours.
We're good to go for the next phase, Field Marshal.
Darmanda must have got their credits.
Stop. It's true Clan Varad failed to contain the situation. Let's talk about that.
Thermal detonator!
Good reflexes, Ty. What we're missing here is the understanding that we must rely on each other. For example, if he lets go of that, we die. We all want something enough to bleed for it. Reputation, honor, credits, whatever. That conviction binds us together, makes us equal. So I'll need everyone to stay committed to each other. Like our lives depend on it. The Mandalorians have lost their way. They didn't remain committed. I will show them our unbroken history of honor that yet remains. A hidden chain of proud tradition waiting to drag the unworthy down. We have chosen a side in this battle, and we fight to win. You have your assignments. Go!
Mandoa Drardigu.
Welcome to the party, Commander. Not much of one today, since everyone is busy rushing around.
We're receiving countless requests from across the galaxy. Most are handled simply enough.
Yeah, but some of those asks are draining our supplies as fast as we get them. Hypermatter, people, ammo, even food. It's getting hard to keep up.
Is there anything we can do about it?
Get more of, well, everything. People, ships, fuel, time. You know, the easy stuff.
We simply have to do more with less. We have some proposed solutions, but there are recent developments that we should discuss first. Sana Ray and I, along with the members of our force Enclave here on Odessen, have kept a watchful eye for any further signs of Valkorian's influence.
I really miss the days when dead people stayed dead.
We are hopeful. The Force feels different, lighter somehow, as if Valkorian's very existence was a weight that none of us recognized. Our Enclave, the Voss, I'm told that even Satil students have felt the change. It seems our ancient enemy is well and truly gone. Unsurprisingly, anyone sensitive to it felt that shift. The question now is, how do we proceed?
Valkorian is dead. Let's move on.
As you wish.
So, on to the Mandalorians. It's a pretty crazy time for them. Shae Vizsla's taken down half the Darmanda on Mek-Sha, but hasn't gotten any closer to this Field Marshal Cole. Indigo never was a hands-on manager. Probably didn't even know his people were involved.
As promised, Jakaya Ordo has been aiding our operations in Shae's place. Despite the turmoil in the clans, he's helped us secure escorts for our cargo shipments.
If the Mandalorians can't be counted on, find me someone who can.
I know some Machani mercs who jump at the chance. I'll put out feelers.
Going back to the numerous requests we've received for assistance from our allies across the galaxy, we have a potential solution. We already employ a number of incredibly skilled and resourceful individuals who could likely handle these requests, alone or in small teams. Additionally, I've identified a number of outside assets we could recruit to fulfill our allies' needs. As we've done before, if those assets prove useful, we can bring them into the fold officially. A sort of field test, if you will.
I get the feeling you already have one of these tests in mind.
Naturally.
Our first situation is on Balmorra. They're prepping a big shipment of turbo lasers for a Republic base on Corellia. Problem is, the imps know about it. They're gonna ambush the shipment. Admiral Ago has someone in mind for the job. Resistance fighter from Balmorra. He's a Twi'lek, goes by the name Zenith, really hates Imperials. Figured he'd love to ambush the ambushers. So, we give Zenith the info about the shipment, he does his thing, everyone walks away happy. Except the imps, I guess. What do you think?
Have Baywan reach out to Zenith, and we'll go from there.
Great. I'll let the Admiral know he can get started.
I believe that's it for today, Commander. I'll let everyone else know what was discussed. Thank you for your time.
Commander, just got an interesting message from Master Nostroll.
What did he say?
Just that he wants a meeting, right away, with you, and only you. Preferably in the most secure space we've got.
I wonder what happened. Nostroll isn't usually so secretive.
Yeah, surprised me too.
All right, get the operations room prepared. I'll wait for Nostroll there.
Will do, Commander.
Hello again, my friend. Please forgive me for putting this all together on such short notice, but it was too important to wait.
Glad to see things are going so well around here.
Arn, I'm surprised you're here without Tao.
She's on Balmora, part of an assignment. I don't really know the details.
How's the Jedi training going?
It's fine. I'm making progress.
We really should get on with the meeting. We don't have a second to waste.
If we're discussing Task Force Nova business, shouldn't we wait for General Daerun?
He's occupied elsewhere, but I've let him know everything that I'm about to tell you. This is Erin Lanier. Master Satil connected us. She had interesting news to share.
Welcome to Odessen.
Thank you. I wish I were visiting under better circumstances.
Aaron lives on Dantooine. There's an abandoned Jedi Enclave there with an untold number of ancient relics and artifacts. It would spell disaster if they fell into the wrong hands. Unfortunately for us, Darth Malgus just walked right into those ruins.
Malgus? Are you sure? Nobody's seen him since the Meridian Complex.
I'm sure. I sensed Malgus before he even set foot on our soil, and I saw him. I followed him right into the Enclave.
Is Malgus still on Dantooine?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't hang around there for long. Something felt very different about him. There was no way I could face him on my own. I'm not ashamed to admit I'm not the fighter I once was, but Malgus, it's like he's just as powerful as the last time I saw him. More powerful, even. Someone more capable needed to know what was happening, so I ran before he could figure out I was following him. Packed up my family and went straight to Master Satil.
You had Malgus. He was right there. Why didn't you stop him?
Are you serious? If I'd gotten myself killed, no one would even know he'd been to Dantooine.
It doesn't matter what anyone should have done. We need to figure out why Malgus chose Dantooine, and for what. Master Nostroll, how do we handle this?
General Daerun is on standby. He's ready to deploy military reinforcements, if necessary. But he and I agree that we should keep this quiet. We don't want to cause a panic on Dantooine, or let the Empire get wind of what's happened.
What are you suggesting?
Search the Enclave and find out what Malgus was doing there. Arn has studied those ruins before. He can back you up.
Were you listening to anything I just said? It'll take more than the two of you to bring Malgus down.
When these two faced Malgus on Corellia, they nearly defeated him for good. If Malgus is still in those ruins, they'll be ready for him.
Are you sure about this, Arn? Can you handle it?
It doesn't matter. Someone has to go with you.
If you're determined to do this by yourself, at least let me get you to Dantooine and point you in the right direction once we've landed. I'll be waiting by the shuttle.
I'm glad she's offered to help. She knows Dantooine and Malgus, and she'll do whatever it takes to ensure her family's safety. But remember, Erin Lanier was once a Jedi, but she is no longer part of the Order. Her only responsibility should be getting you there and back safely.
I'll keep that in mind.
We should get going. We wait too long, and I doubt there will be anything to find in the Enclave.
We're almost to Dantooine, shouldn't be much longer.
You said you could sense Malgus even before he landed. How is that possible?
The day he and I fought on Coruscant, I could feel his rage and disgust with every attack. It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. It was suffocating.
You fought Darth Malgus?
A long time ago. It's not something you forget. I'd know his presence anywhere.
I know what you mean.
And it's not something I ever wanted to feel again, but here we are.
I'm sure Master Nosteral told you about my past. I can't say I'm happy to be involved in Jedi business again, but if that's what it takes to keep my family safe.
I understand.
Setting us down away from the ruins. Don't want to draw any unwanted attention.
What were you saying about unwanted attention?
Unbelievable! How in blazes did the Empire find out about this?
By doing something shameless, I'm sure.
We obviously need to do things differently than we planned.
I don't think walking through the front door is gonna work.
I can show you a way in.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. You still want to do this quietly. A lot of people salvage things from the Enclave ruins to get by. It's not a very well-kept secret, and the government frowns on it. The scavengers built hidden access tunnels. We find one, we get in. Hopefully without too much resistance.
Nosteral said you were only getting us here and back home. How do I know you can hold your own?
Don't worry about me. You've got a job to do, and this is how you'll get it done.
It's not like we have much choice.
Fine. Let's go.
What was that thing?
A Grawl. Biggest one I've ever seen.
What's wrong?
When I followed Malgus down here, I walked right through these tunnels without any problems. Sure, I saw a few creatures here and there, but they left me alone. They didn't attack like this. Whatever Malgus has done in here, it sure seems like he's gotten everything riled up.
They're attacking us like animals do. I doubt Malgus had anything to do with it.
I wouldn't be so sure. The Force feels so unnatural here. These halls have seen so much pain and suffering, it echoes through the Force. It wouldn't surprise me if Malgus did something to tip the balance.
Did you say pain and suffering?
That's putting it mildly. Betrayal, murder. The Sith were ruthless when they destroyed the Enclave. So many senseless deaths.
She's right. And things weren't exactly ideal before the Sith came. The Jedi here could alter a person's memories if they thought someone was susceptible to dark side corruption. They could wipe minds altogether. Maybe worse. No one knows what these Jedi were fully capable of. Not even Master Nosteral.
It's too bad we can't learn more from them. The Republic could use tactics like that.
Then we'd be no better than the Empire.
All right, enough. We're wasting time. We're on the right track. Let's keep moving.
Excuse me for a moment. There are insects I need to crush. If only you understood the error you've just made. I almost feel sorry for you.
Yeah, save the spooky Sith threats. You think I haven't heard that one before?
This'll be the last time you hear it. Or anything at all. Your meddling stops here, worm!
If you know where these tunnels lead, tell us.
Godzillus? Oh, it's you. When Zillus said there were insects, this is not what I expected. Colonel Gola, Imperial Reclamation Service. As you're answering a hollow frequency that belongs to my team, I can only assume they're all dead.
Deader than a tusk beast on Kintan.
Except for one, I see. What will it take for you to return her to me, alive?
If you tell me what you're doing here, and everything you've learned since you arrived, she's free to go.
I'm not entertaining this foolishness. You wasted enough of my time. Oh, and I'd advise turning back. You won't find what you're looking for. It's too late.
Her wounds are bad. She won't make it. Not like she'd help us anyway.
And we better not leave any loose ends.
You're angry, aren't you, Worm? You've come so far for nothing.
Keep moving. We need to figure out which way to go.
I don't think I made it this far when I was following Malgus.
Then which way do we go?
Should we split up?
No. Just give me a minute. Here. Malgus went this way.
How do you know?
Because I feel his presence most strongly here.
Does that mean he's nearby?
Not necessarily. Remember what I said about how the terrible things that happened here left echoes in the Force? Those feelings of pain and trauma are almost like imprints. Anyone who comes through here now, even Malgus, continues to leave those imprints. And I can feel them.
Why don't I feel them like you do?
Force empathy. I've experienced it for as long as I can remember. I've always been almost overwhelmed by other people's feelings and emotions. Little things like time and distance don't do much to stop it either.
Does Malgus know this? Could he be manipulating these imprints, knowing that you are our only lead?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Well, all we can do now is follow this tunnel or turn back.
We go forward. But let's be careful.
Doesn't look like there's any other way forward.
Look at this door. Whatever the Jedi kept in here, they didn't want anyone seeing it.
Too bad for them, because judging from these lightsaber burns, someone got inside. Recently.
Then let's see what's in here. Stop right there.
Did you do this? Weren't these people on your side?
Don't be stupid. They were dead when I found this room. Such a shame. If only Lord Malgus could have found any semblance of concern for the Empire, he might have spared my people.
You think Malgus did this?
Don't tell me you're surprised. I knew Malgus was looking for something to break the ties that bound him to Emperor Valron, but I never dreamed he would go this far.
What do you mean?
He was controlled by our Emperor, compelled to carry out his orders. Malgus wanted to destroy those chains, at any cost, even if it meant killing loyal servants of the Empire. Malgus is nothing like the mighty Sith I have served and admired. Noble heroes like those I've known seem to be a dying breed. I've seen many strange and terrible things in the Reclamation Service, but one thing is always consistent. Those who wield the Force will go to any lengths for power. The atrocities that happened centuries ago in these very halls are proof of that. People like you and I will pay the price, as people like your friends here climb over us.
That's not true!
Hold on. Something's not right. Let's go, before we find out what it is. Forget about him. He's not who we came for.
I have faced things you couldn't fathom in your wildest nightmares. Nothing you threaten me with can scare me away from my duty. But if you wish to abandon your foolish efforts, I could be persuaded to give you a head start.
You better get out of here now. you won't get another chance.
I'm afraid that's not an option for me. Or for you. For the Empire! This can't be the end.
Enough talk. I wanted to kill you since you interrupted me in the tunnels.
No!
What's wrong?
Whatever it was I felt earlier, it's happening again if we don't... Commodore!
Your friends can't hear you. If you were truly in the presence of Darth Malgus, you would have been dead before you drew your shameful excuse for a lightsaber.
Why are you doing this? Where is everyone?
I am not doing anything. Everything you see is because of you, Aaron Lanier. I remember how the Jedi were awed by your ability to feel emotion through the Force. I never imagined you were powerful enough to glimpse an imprint left behind by someone's presence.
Left behind? Why would you leave something we could use to track you down? Getting sloppy in your old age?
Use whatever you like. I hope you succeed in finding me. It will be the last thing you ever accomplish. I've done something no other Sith could achieve. I've broken my chains. No one can stop me. Not the Republic, not the Empire, not you.
Maybe I can't stop you, but you are not invincible.
Perhaps not. But you won't be able to put your theory to the test. Do you really think you're the only one who saw me come here? There were many who did. I made sure of that. But you were the only one who did what I wanted. You brought the Alliance commander to these ruins. A shame that your reward is to die with her. I would have much preferred to kill you in person. I did give my word.
Lanier, what do you...
Go! Now! Or we all die!
What are you...
Get out of here! Go! If you're all ready, let's get started. I didn't know we had guests.
Since we're discussing business that could affect our ability to rebuild the Jedi, I thought it best to invite some of the Order's most important representatives. Tao is eager to hear about what happened on Dantooine.
That I am. I'm sure it's quite a story.
You might not even believe half of it.
Don't worry. Probably heard crazier stories from the old man.
This is Master Sal Daren. She's been instrumental in tracking down former Jedi and identifying potential additions to the Order.
I look forward to working with you. Someone with your particular skills and assets could play a crucial role in many of my plans.
I don't work with just anyone. I'll need to see what you can do before I get involved with any of your plans.
Caution is understandable, but do try to remember we are on the same side.
And this is Master Vinyor Tesh, one of our most diligent stewards of Jedi libraries and archives.
Before we begin, I must speak plainly. I don't believe we should include anyone in this meeting who is no longer a part of the Jedi Order. Or was never a part of the Order to begin with.
You're kidding, right?
Absolutely not. We're here to discuss matters that could change the fate of the Jedi forever.
But you wouldn't even be having this meeting if it weren't for the two of them.
Arn!
This is ridiculous! When did we decide that Master Vineyard is the only one who gets to approve who helps the Jedi?
I don't think he's implying that.
Then they stay.
Anyone else have concerns they'd like to share?
It doesn't sound like they do.
Remember, you are all here because of the part you play in restoring the Jedi, regardless of your rank or title. Now then, please tell us what happened in the Enclave on Dantooine.
That soldier from the Reclamation Service, Colonel Gola, the one who tried to kill us. He said something about Malgus looking for a way to break his ties to Emperor Vauron. Whatever Malgus did down there, it worked. He's not bound to the Empire anymore.
Don't forget the display case we found smashed to bits. I think Malgus might have taken something from the Enclave.
Angola escaped. I'd bet every last one of my credits that the Empire knows everything we do.
That is troubling. Any one of the relics that were hidden in that Enclave would be deadly enough in Darth Malgus's hands, and now you say he's untethered. Arn, you and I will comb any records the Jedi still possess about the Dantooine Enclave. We must do everything we can to identify what Malgus took. Master Vineyard, we will need your assistance.
Consider it done. I can start searching files immediately.
I'll also need everything we have about the Ossus library.
Why Ossus?
This isn't the first time Malgus has stolen a relic. On Ossus, after Malgus left me for dead in the library, I saw him flee with something. A tome? I couldn't be sure. Everything was in such chaos, and we hadn't finished cataloging the library even before the Empire attacked.
I don't like important things being kept from me. If I'm going to be part of Task Force Nova, I expect to be treated as an equal.
That has always been my intention. At the time, I didn't understand the gravity of what I saw. Sith stealing artifacts is a common occurrence. But now that a pattern is emerging...
If Malgus is ransacking Jedi ruins, we should deploy forces to any place we suspect he might go. I'll speak with General Daerun immediately.
Thank you, Master Seldarin.
I'll begin compiling our records in the Dantooine Enclave. I should have something ready as soon as possible, Master Nostaral.
After all that, we're no closer to knowing where Malgus has gone.
Don't worry. That will change soon. In the meantime...
We get ready. And when Malgus decides to show himself again, we'll be waiting for him.
Good, you're here. We have much to discuss. After his visit to Dantooine, I know we're all uneasy about what Darth Malgus is planning. Master Nostaral and our Republic friends are still hard at work searching for clues about Malgus's objectives, but unfortunately they've not made much progress.
The longer Malgus is out there, the worse it'll be for all of us. We need to find something, soon.
We'll let you know as soon as that happens, of course. In the meantime, we have more to report.
Okay, recording started. Date stamped. Encryption is working. There's a Shay Vizsla. I've got an update on my pursuit of Field Marshal Hedda Cole, responsible for attacking the Spirit of Vengeance too. I want to be clear. My only goal is finding this traitor, and I need the Alliance's help following up. I'm sure Hedda's group, the Hidden Chain, has established a permanent base. Location unknown. I need to know who is supplying her and how. I've included my findings in this transmission. Do this, and I owe you. At my end, I'm running down a slippery recruiter with links to Hedda. I have the local Darmanda and Mek-Sha to thank for the lead. Tell the commander that Indigo is still a grubby Minoc. Alright, I'm landing in a few minutes and need to go dark. This recruiter has led me on a real chase, and I won't let him escape again. Shay out.
We've done some preliminary work with Shay's intel. but we need an asset on the ground. The closed nature of the Mandalorians makes gathering information challenging.
Have we got someone in mind?
One name stood out, Akavi Spar. You've worked together before. Thoughts?
I'd like to leave her out of this. Throwing her into the middle of Mando politics seems like a bad move with her history.
Understood. I'll work with the intel we have to compile a report.
Keep me posted. What else have we got?
That's all for now, Commander. I'll notify you if anything changes.
Commander, the results of the Balmoran weapons shipment have come in.
The turbo lasers for the Republic base on Corellia?
Affirmative. We made contact with the ex-resistance fighter Zenith. He's been in hiding since the Star Fortress over Balmora was destroyed. It didn't take much to convince him to help.
Did the shipment make it?
I'll let him explain the operation himself. Allow me to introduce Zenith. He's seen more action than most soldiers under my command.
The Admiral mentioned you were in hiding. Sounds like you've had your share of trouble.
Yes, ma'am. Years of fighting the Empire's occupation of Balmora got me on a few no-fly lists. After getting into legitimate politics, I found there's less blaster fire, but no less intrigue.
Why don't you give the commander a rundown on the weapons shipment?
Of course, Admiral. I can confirm the turbo lasers have been delivered. We intercepted an Imperial ship before it came within blaster range. A second team disabled another before it left the dock.
I call that good news.
Agreed.
I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say we could use people like you on our side.
I respect what you do, Admiral. You fight the right kind of battles. You faced down the Eternal Empire and didn't blink. We won't forget that. But you have Imperials in your ranks.
Former Imperials?
So I've heard. All the same, my team doesn't work with Imperials. Of any kind.
Those who are here have chosen to work for one purpose: galactic peace. We managed to leave a lot of old conflicts at the door.
I see that. I'll even admit it's more efficient to work this way. But the dead don't forgive. Neither can I.
I hope you change your mind.
I'm too stubborn for that, but I appreciate the offer. That will have to do. Admiral, thanks for the tip on the weapons.
Until next time, Zenith.